Hello everybody, how's it going? And welcome back to the Kill Corner Club podcast. This is the 100th episode. I'm one of your hosts, James, and I'm joined, as always, by Tyler.
As always, how's it going, my friend?
It's going bloody good. How are you?
Very good, very excited for today, for the 100th episode.
Great.
So yeah, excited.
Oh, fantastic. And today we're joined by, of course, the four pillars, the other two that aren't us, which is Fizhy and LongEaredFox. How's it going,
Hello.
gamers?
How's it going, boys?
Yeah, it's going good.
Great to be here once more.
It's more.
Great.
And
Yeah. You appear more
Oh,
on this
cool.
podcast than your own channel, George.
Honestly, yeah, I'll probably fucking do it at this point.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Wow.
And obviously, we've got to thank our good old Patreon producers, King Richard III, Ikraik, Seth, and Josh Devillier, helping power this podcast. Episode 100. We're doing this show. I mean, we've done a billion other podcasts. Kill Corner Club special episodes. Kill Corner Clubhouse has over 60 episodes. The Cinema Room has over 10 episodes now. It's
Kicking it off.
been a long time, and I was reflecting on this, and I tweeted this out earlier, that I'm just glad we're just doing four pillars. Nothing crazy, nothing like trying to outdo ourselves with a bunch, like get a huge guest or get the most guests we've ever had or go the longest we've ever gone on an episode. Just a normal four pillars podcast to kick us off. And that way we can just enjoy it, talk shit, and have a laugh like we always do. We were hoping to do the first 5 pillars podcast and have Brett here as well. But our friend Brett, Uber Central, is recovering from a surgery. So shout out to him, and we wish him all the best. We wish he was here, but the show goes on. Episode 100 goes on with the 4 pillars. So thanks, Ethan, George, for joining us
Of course.
and
No worries.
making this happen for some of the most memorable episodes of all time. And it's only fitting that it's you two here with us today
It is.
for Kill Corner Club 100. And of course, we've got to thank the Sweet Vintage lads over at patreon.com/as always. We've got to go through the list.
Enjoy.
If you like this podcast and you want to hear more random shit talking, head over to patreon.com/as always. We can get exclusive podcasts, the Kill Corner Clubhouse, every week. This podcast isn't on, plus a week's early access to the Cinema Room podcast, our movie, game, TV show, Spoilercast podcast. So to thank a few of the Sweet Vintage lads making this show happen, we have King Richard III, Ikraik, Seth, Ballsack47, Kassassin, Josh Devillier, TJFL, Damian, Billy the Team Tynamite, Captain Robertson, Tman or Travis, KEMOSABE Gamer, Alfie Rodbert, Casey Wood, Adam Sundling, Alfie Rowsell, Jamie Brown, Smexy Dork, Lumistrad, Mario5380, Cap is Worthy, Viridian, Pink Flame 313, ArunWyn, OllieTheDane, Fat Fuck Cuck, Nib, Brendan or BQ Overlord, Ravjai, Julie, Prudhvi Muvva, Oscar, Benedict Parker returns, James and Ladd, Connor Durose Bully in the alley, Zahir, Gene, Zeek Collins, Son of a Bitch, Ogeaidogo, Dammit Glenn, Furious Coco, the ACMJS, Delta R Rodriguez, Kyle, S. Jaws, Kyle Marvel, Marcus Blackburn, Emil Katborg, Joshua Mora, Ginkgo Swag, Baby Boy, Master Bass, 2434, Yason, Joe the Sexy Boy Smith, Elstico91, Joe aka Founder Scarab, H+12, I got Lumbago, Iron Man's for the dads, Brian Ford, Casper, Milk Boy Shields, Fishy, and Andrew Martinez. Thanks for powering this podcast, lads. That's a fucking big list, and I nailed it once again.
You really wind up to say my name, don't you? You push it out. You go, Fishy.
Well, I feel like you deserve it. You're a pillar, so you deserve a little bit extra.
You deserve a little bit of power to go, look, we're supported by Fishy.
And we're supported by Fishy. We wouldn't be doing this without you, Fishy.
I'm sure you would.
I'd also be remiss in saying, if I didn't point this out to start episode 100, is happy birthday to James.
Oh, thanks,
It's his
James.
birthday today.
Yeah, happy birthday, James.
I don't think I've actually said that to you yet, and I've seen you today as well in
That's
person.
terrible.
Oh dear.
Happy birthday, James.
True
Thanks,
sibling
lads.
love. Yeah. Happy
It
birthday.
seemed fitting
already,
when we realised the other week that your birthday falls on
Yeah.
100. It's fitting, and here we are.
It is.
It's crazy
Yeah.
that's happened. Episode 100 is on James's birthday.
It's crazy. Couldn't have planned
His little
it.
present.
Couldn't
His little
have planned
present. No, you couldn't have planned it.
No.
I mean, you could have planned it.
yeah, well, I
know
guess
what
you
mean?
could. You could have, yeah.
Joe had it planned all along.
But we didn't. We didn't plan it though. We didn't do that.
It's all on that gaming sheep shoulders somewhere out there. He thought this up.
He really did since the very first podcast.
Oh, good old Joe. I tell you what, I was reflecting on the 2-year anniversary episode we did where we got a bunch of guests on and we got Joe on. That's the last time we spoke to him. I'm pretty sure. That was 3 years ago. And it was just me and Tyler bullying him for his slang, and then his laptop broke and he disconnected from the call. And we haven't spoken to him in 3 years, so that's great.
Oh dear.
Yeah, that's funny. I do think about it sometimes. I remember when we were up to like episode 30 or something at that time, 32. And he was like, I can't believe you've done 32 episodes of this. That's crazy. I wonder what he thinks now. Like, well, we've done 100 of this. Plus,
He's probably not thinking about it at all, to be honest. He's probably just, getting on with his life being a zombie in some warehouse somewhere.
I reckon he thinks about it every now and then.
He is, remember that?
Yeah, I reckon he does.
Remember that Assassin's Creed podcast I was on? I wonder what that's doing.
It crosses his mind, definitely.
It's like, oh dear. Hope nobody finds it. They do, and then they find James and Tyler actually going at it properly.
God.
This is actually pretty good. Yeah, but check the first episodes. Or don't.
The most amazing fucking podcast in the world was the original Kill Connor Club.
Latest Tynamite and the gaming sheep. Oh, brilliant.
AC follower.
AC3 follower. No, it was AC follower.
No, it was
That
AC follower. It wasn't that long ago.
Yeah,
Jesus
follower.
Christ.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's weird thinking about that first episode. You could never, ever, ever have picked, because it was an accident, so you could never have picked like what would have happened.
Well, you could have, but
I don't know how. How could you have picked that? Doing that live stream that we'd be here now. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I'll tell you what I was really thinking about is that right now it's the 4 pillars here on this podcast.
Yeah.
We've got a community. We've got this group of people that follow this group and are a part of this community and a part of this group and have their own friend groups in this circle, and it's fucking huge. And the reality is, it started from the first episode of this show.
Yeah, that's true.
That's how it happened.
That's true.
This podcast is the mothership. This podcast built the community. It was the first step in building it, was James and I getting together doing this, and then it just grew, and people popped up, and George's channel grew, and then Ethan started doing videos from like commenting on all of our content, and then he was doing videos. Next thing you know, we've got the 4 pillars somehow. Is a thing. Over 5 years and 100 episodes of this show.
It's been a dramatic escalation, let's put it that way.
Yeah,
Who would have
that's true.
thought? Who would have thought?
That's what I mean. You never could have picked it. You never could have picked that. Like, even if you thought, well, I think I knew at the time, during the podcast,
You knew at the
during that
time.
live
You
stream,
knew this would be happening. You knew the 4 pillars would
Would
be
be
a
happening.
thing. You
I
predicted
knew this would be
swag, everything. Yeah.
Oh, swag.
I did
fuck.
predict Swag. Yeah,
King Swag, imagine that. I
Jesus.
predicted it.
I watched Swag the other day, actually. I was just looking back on
no,
it.
you didn't.
You did it. You did a
I was
swag
looking back on it
rewatch.
and I was like, "Fucking hell! This was a time."
It was that
frightening.
Swag was really the catalyst, though, because that's really what brought everyone together. We were all talking about it. It was all a bit of a meme, and we thought we had like.
it always was
definitely
a
an
meme. I
element
never
to it.
took it too seriously.
No,
I thought
yeah,
it was
yeah.
funny. I just thought
course.
we were good laugh to throw it together and go, let's make this so bad that it's good.
Yeah.
And I think I delivered that somehow.
Yeah, that was great because I remember Tyler did the sticker Tynamite where he had you on. You talked about swag. I was on
I
the
had to
one
talk to this
before
guy.
that.
I remember thinking, I was like, I have to talk to this guy that comments on every video I make, has started making his own videos, and he's making this fucking movie called Swag. I need to know. I have to talk to him.
Yeah, and me and
so
Andy were talking
I got you
about
on
it.
my podcast. Yeah,
Yeah,
and I got you on
Sticker
Sticker Tynamite.
Tynamite.
We had a conversation, and I was like, and I was like, I got to talk to this guy. What the fuck is Swag? And we were talking about it, and I still didn't know what it was even after our 2-hour podcast we did.
You know the funny thing, Tyler? I don't know what it is now. I just don't. I just made it.
Wasn't there meant to be a sequel to Swag at some point?
There was going to be a Swag 2, but then we thought, you know what, we'd ruin it. So
let's do it right now.
Let's
do it now. We'll do it. The Four Pillars can do it.
4 Pillars Swag 2, 5-minute little skit where we just jump out of windows and do crazy shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Actually, that's a perfect skit idea. We just do Swag 2 trailer and we not a movie, just the trailer for Swag 2. You know what I mean? But actually make it good.
We have no idea what it is. I still don't know what the concept of it is. It's difficult.
We can make it whatever we want. It can be anything.
Up.
So it's just we just need to get a can of deodorant, remove all the labels, call it Swag, and then toss it about for a bit. I could have used a better word there, but
the Four Pillars, toss it about for a bit. Yeah, that's quality content. Oh, great.
I feel like I'm just imagining the Swag 2 trailer, and it's just like it ends with James going, Ethan, but Ethan, we're like running away, like trying to plan some like thing. Swag is on the way, but what is Swag? He goes, nobody knows. And then this summer, like it's Swag 2.
So stupid.
I will literally doorstep you for a month if we don't do that. So.
Yeah, we're doing it. No, it's done.
Trailer.
It's done. We've got another skit idea. Someone write it down.
You can write it down, Tyler.
No release.
Okay.
Amazing.
I'll write it down. Swag 2 trailer.
I have a question.
Done.
When you're going through like an airport or something, do they check these things? Do they like look at your notepad and then sometimes they'll flick through it? Do you reckon they'll fall on the list where it says Swag 2 trailer?
They'll get really excited.
Hey man, I hope so.
They'll be so hyped up. Oh, thank God, I can't believe it. Fizhy. Oh my God, we're getting in Swag 2.
That's crazy.
I'll tell my mum.
Tell my nan. Oh God, don't tell your nan, please.
It's fucking airport security.
They will not be happy.
Oh my God.
Oh.
It's insane. That's so fucking hilarious. But yeah, we got to do it. That's done. Swag 2 trailer. We'll be making. So look forward to that at some point this year, ladies and gentlemen.
It will happen.
The whole movie
will happen.
It'll be in theaters near you,
or across the world. You never know. Might just release it in Japan. That'll be funny.
You got to get on a plane. We'll only release it on planes, like the in-flight entertainment. That's the only place you can watch it.
Yeah,
that'll do it.
Or patreon.com/as-always. Just $1 a month. yeah, that's the other place. That's the only other place. So, like, when we kind of started this podcast, what I was saying before was, or when I say I knew.
Does Tyler keep cutting out for anyone else? Because
I think he's just speaking slowly.
It sounds like he keeps it.
Am I speaking slowly, or am I cutting out?
I can't tell. I don't
know.
It's
not cutting out for me.
It sounds a bit like choppy. I don't know. Does anyone in the chat hear that? It's just sort of like the sentences aren't flowing. Like you're saying something that all of a sudden, like, it sounds like you're stopping.
Or I'm just having a stroke.
I mean, it could be.
That can very
it's one of the two.
There's precedent for that.
Could be
yeah.
either one. Yeah, there is precedent.
It could be the case.
Yeah, well, no, what I was saying was when we're doing the first live stream of Kill Connor Club, if we make this a regular podcast, we'll call it Kill Connor Club. Like, that's what I said. And I said that because during the stream, I used to listen to so many podcasts, I still do, and I always wanted to do one. And I had this moment during that live stream, I'm like, fuck, I got good chemistry with these guys. Like, I'd love to do a podcast with these guys. This is awesome. And there's so many people watching, and I'd never had that sort of feedback live. I'd never been on a live stream before. Like, it was all new to me. So I just thought it was the coolest thing ever. And I was like, I want to do this again. I want to keep doing this. This is the first time I've done anything with other YouTubers. This is the first time I've done a live stream. The instant feedback was great. The people watching was great. And I just thought James and I had this, Joe as well, but it was very obvious even from that first live stream, James and I had like a conversational chemistry that was different. And that Joe was like, he was a part of it, just that started it and kind of spawned it. But because I don't think it would have happened if it wasn't for Joe being involved as well. If it wasn't three of us, it would have been a bit harder to be like, I don't know you, James, but let's do a show together. But it's like, we're three guys, let's do it. And then slowly, Joe kind of wasn't that into it, wasn't really doing videos. And then next thing you know, it's just James and I. And by that point, we're good friends and, we go on from there. But I think I had no idea that, and I would never know of what it would become and how far it would go and what it would do. But
You're mad.
But I did hope and have an idea that I'm like, I feel like we're going to do more than one of this. Like, we'll do this again. Kill Connor Club will be a podcast. I thought that. But if you would have told me 5 years, 100 episodes, 2 other podcasts on top of it as well, a online business, like, yeah, there's no way I could have predicted that. But
No.
Crazy. It's just a couple of butty boys talking about Assassin's Creed.
A couple of 1-2 buddy boys.
Spawn this.
A couple of 1, 2, 3
it.
buddy boys, you know? We're just like fucking the boys in the change room of the soccer pitch talking about Assassin's Creed. You know how it is.
That's my favorite.
You know how it is.
My favorite.
Oh god.
Couple of buddy boys.
Right.
You know, just don't pee next to me at the urinal. You never know what's gonna happen. That's all I'm saying. I'm not James Charles, guys. Relax. I don't really understand the reference because I'm just trying to be young and I don't actually know what's going on.
I don't understand what's going on either.
He's getting his subscribers back now.
He
somehow.
made a video and like everyone, I don't know. I mean, the audience of all these people are sort of just like, oh, someone said something, I'm gonna turn against this person, and then they switch back.
Yeah.
It's just a bit mental.
They're just
Nobody knows
spilling the
what's going
tea,
on.
all right?
And it's
No
all a
more
bit
lies.
petty as well. I mean, some of the
Class-
stuff was
well,
a bit
it's YouTube
you know,
drama.
some of the stuff was a bit fucked up, like some of the stuff they were saying about James Charles, like. But you know,
Look, he's back almost on 15 million subscribers.
mental.
Now.
He just
Already?
turned the table.
How many did he lose?
He lost about 3 million.
Well, why? What did he do?
Apparently he like raped straight men or
What?
something like that.
I don't think it was that he raped
Straight
straight
man.
man. It was that
Well, like-
he was trying to bribe or like threaten. He was basically saying like he would message. He has a thing for straight men. Not so like obviously I'm sure he likes gay men as well, but he has this thing for straight men where he wants to turn straight men gay. So like he tried to use his fame and his like celebrity to message straight men and be like no, trying to convince them they're gay and like try to like buy them things and like be like no, you're gay. You trust me, you're gay. As much as you think you're straight, you're not. You're gay.
That's a bit.
That's really weird.
Which is weird, yeah. It's
Yeah, no,
really weird.
You'd have thought that being gay himself, he'd have understood that that's not quite how it works.
No, I'm
So-
sure he understands that. I'm sure he knows that. He just doesn't care.
He's just like, you're
Well,
gay,
it's
trust
just
me.
a guy who's just like, I've got game and I want to fuck, and it's challenged to fuck straight dudes.
It's just a challenge, really.
It is
That's
a
all it
challenge.
is.
Fault
But that's
it.
all
It
it
is
is.
a
It's the challenge. It's like it's too easy to bang gay guys. So you know, why not make it difficult for myself and try to turn a straight dude and make them think? But it's not like you can't go to an actual straight guy, right, and go, "You're gay, let's fuck," because they're gonna be like, "Well, of course not." He's targeting like guys that are like not that confident, not experienced, can manipulate. That's who you have to target for that. So
That's
I'm
not
sure it's a
good.
challenge for him, but also. He's taken advantage of like very low self-esteem, emotional. But I'm also allegedly, and also I don't know him or anything about him. Like
Neither
I'm
do
just
I.
making up what I'd assume would be the situation from my experiences
Yeah,
and what
no.
I've seen
You're
with
telling me these
other
people
gay men trying to do
so
this.
low self-esteem that they will shag a man?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's people that are also slightly, I guess, they're
Fucking gay already, like surely.
I don't think that. But I don't think. I don't think he
What, little
actually.
boy? Or-
I don't think he actually got with anybody. I think he was just like. I think it was also people that he semi knew
I'm sure he's
as
fucked
well.
straight, dude. I'm
So,
sure
like,
he's fucked straight.
He actually
dudes.
messaged
I'm sure
me.
he has.
He messaged me and he said, "You're such a calm gamer, but you're definitely not straight. You are gay."
Yeah, I
Classic
mean,
James
I also
Charles.
thought I've thought that before, but yeah.
He's such a calm gamer, but you're definitely not.
You know, I want to see that message written out because that'd just be fantastic.
That would be great.
But sometimes the shock of it is when you see it written out and it makes no sense.
Someone
God.
Photoshop
Oh
that.
my-
That'd be funny.
Yeah, James Charles messaging me on Twitter or something like that.
Yeah, that's good.
Calm gamer.
And I can get some subscribers.
Someone do that and tweet it at us, and we'll see it during the
That's how
podcast.
James Charles in it as well.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Where Howard, yeah, just Photoshop Howard James Charles DM the four each one of us individually. It has to be different messages. What would James Charles have to send us to be like, you're gay? You know what I mean?
God.
Like, you actually
How would
gay.
you do that with me? How would you even approach that with me? That's just. It would have to be in
Well-
obscure slang all the way through, and it would have to make no sense. It would be like, "What's going on, Fishy? All hail the milk sock. You're gay." You know.
James
All
Charles.
the milk- Yeah.
If James Charles said that, I would swat him away.
All hail the milk sock.
Oh, I really wish he could say that. I want to hear him say that.
The thing is, though, that is something that a friend of mine came up with, and when I inquired what is a milk sock, he just said it's a sock filled with the finest cow's milk. So,
fair play. Sounds quite refreshing.
Refreshing.
A refreshing milk sock.
Yeah.
Tastes like milk and gangrene in one.
That's fucking horrible.
Ruined it. That's ruined the milk sock for me.
That's ruined the milk sock.
Oh, no, I get after new sock from when I jerk off. God damn it, guys! Come on.
Fuck's sake.
Wait, what? I forgot. No one wants to talk about jerking off here. We're all gonna pretend we don't do it. Okay, cool.
James
We're
Charles
butty
does.
boys.
Not into a sock.
James Charles definitely wants to talk about that.
We should get James Charles on the podcast. The
So what
Four
do you think
Pillars and
about,
James Charles.
James Charles beating his meat.
It's a bit random. Not with regards to a conversation about a sock filled with milk, but yeah, no, I don't really want to think about it.
Neither do I, to be honest.
And the worst bit is, in that little gap where I was talking there, I was thinking about it. So I'm going to continue.
Yeah, you were. Yeah, you were. You know.
And you know what he'd say? It's because I'm gay.
That's
He's
it.
got you, and then you're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you've got me there."
Yeah.
You've got me there.
That's the thing. If James Charles could message you now and be like, "Fishy, I know you've thought about me in a sexual way before. I know you have. You're not straight," and he wouldn't be wrong. He'd be right because
Exactly.
you just have. So
It'd be right about the first part because that's sort of what was implied by the conversation, sure. But I'd
I'm
probably
sure-
just go, yeah, tenner please, and then not talk to him again.
Imagine getting
How much would it?
James
How much
Charles.
would it? Okay, great. Here's a question. How much would it cost? How much would
What
it
do you
cost?
mean to fuck James Charles?
Yeah, no.
God.
You
My
know, let's change.
dignity.
How much would it cost? How much would it cost? Yeah, your dignity. How much would it cost for you to get boned by James Charles?
Everything.
He's the top. He's the top. Everything. Really.
good.
Bullshit.
It was
Yeah.
I understood the reference.
Yeah.
I'd have to get the fucking soul stone out of that if that was happening.
Yeah.
Genuine
Yeah.
question, James. How much money would it cost? Honestly, real money, real.
I
talk.
said this yesterday. This probably goes on
Where,
to
you,
something I said
where
yesterday,
so much money, you have to have a conversation with Alfie. Like, Elva, this is how much money is on the table. Right
Yeah, look, it has
now.
to
I've
be.
obviously got to do this.
It's got to be enough that it will set me up for life, so that I can quit everything, never have to work again. I'm not gonna. I am not gonna
You're not
fuck.
set up for life. You're
I'm not
set up for
gonna.
life
I am
by
not
getting
gonna
a dick up the
fuck
ass
James
for 5
Charles
minutes.
and
You're
then
a
still
pussy.
have to
You're a
work
pussy.
for my money.
You're a
That's.
pussy.
This no.
You're
It's
a
not
pussy.
worth it.
You're a-
How much
you're
then
a
for you?
pussy.
How much
are
for
a
you?
pussy. $500,000. $500,000's fine. Easy work.
That's been like set up for life though. That's like the same thing.
Oh jeez.
So $500,000 set up for
$500,000.
life?
Maybe if you invest it, you could invest it. It'd take a bit of work.
Australian. So £200,000.
Yeah, nah.
Okay, I mean,
the
maybe not.
average.
I don't
the
know.
average
No, I don't think. I
person
don't know.
spends about £4 million in their life. I
Well,
think it
how
is, or
long
is it
you
2
gonna
million? So
How long's it gonna last? 5 minutes will be right. You know what I mean? I get some
5
money, whatever.
minutes.
five
that
minutes
part
in
of
a
the deal?
lifetime of PTS fucking D. So
Are
I'm
you-
not gonna PTSD. I'm not that
are you-
self-insecure. I've got some fucking confidence about me. I'm not gonna sit there and be like,
Yeah,
my
but-
life is over. I got fucked up the ass. But I also got 200,000 pounds.
Yeah,
Are you fucking serious?
is James Charles a
I'm gonna
top
go
or
on
a
a
bottom?
holiday.
Like, what is the? What are we getting here? What are we getting into here?
James Charles is getting into you. That's
Yeah.
what's
So.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure. Have a positive attitude, guys. Come on.
up.
Yeah, it's gonna cost a lot of money. No one's gonna enjoy this. I'm gonna have to go to my happy place and like think about like the Avengers or something. I don't know.
Go to my palace.
You just think
what I
like
mean? Just be
Captain
like-
America or
Yeah.
James Charles is fucking
Yeah,
you.
Hey, I would allow it, but just out of respect, not because I'd enjoy it, just out of respect. You know what I mean? Like,
I think about the Avengers.
if you
yeah.
want, if you really want to, you know, Captain America came up to me, he's like, dude, I'm really attracted to you, I want to bang him. Like, okay, man, I guess so. And then I just, you know, let him do what he needs to do out of respect. He saved the universe. You know what I mean?
Jesus Christ. The
Okay.
fuck is this? Is okay. This is the Kill Corner
Broadcast is brought to you by Proper 12 Irish Whiskey.
I have a bottle of it in the corner over there.
Yeah, actually, I have a bottle of it on my desk right now. I'm drinking it right now, as you can tell. Me talking
I
about
could
getting
drink
fucked
it
up the
right
ass
now.
by Captain America. Yeah.
I could drink some
amazing.
alcohol right now, but it's the middle of the day, and that would just be a bit wrong.
It's the middle of the day, isn't it?
12:37 p.m.
I'll do one.
It's 11 a.m. I was just sat downstairs drinking San Miguel from a bottle because I felt like it.
I'll do one swig.
Oh yeah, I heard the sound of proper 12 being opened. Oh yeah.
And now he's gonna light up a zoot.
Woo. Not in my house, man. Come on.
Out the window, obviously.
Oh no. Never again.
Wait, what?
He's already drunk.
One
He's
swig
already
of proper
drunk.
12 Irish
We're
whiskey,
only-
you turn into a leprechaun. So, get it now.
We're only 25 minutes in.
I'm fucked off my
Oh
head,
my
mate.
god, really?
No.
Dude, you're so hard, George. I wish I was you, man. That's fine.
I know you do. Everyone fucking does.
Someone put in the comments, you wouldn't get this on a Luma stream, and he's dead right. You wouldn't.
That is such a classic.
You wouldn't get this on a Luma stream. Only the
That
four
is
pillars
such a
provide
classic.
this kind of content. Imagine Luma streaming, talking about how much it would take for him to fuck James Charles. He's
Christ.
far too professional for that. Jesus Christ.
Oh god. Yeah. I didn't get into this business to make friends, alright? I just got in it for a good time.
Well, mission failed there. You've made too many.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounded quite nice. That was that had quite a lot of sentiment to it.
Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate that. I try.
You're such
You've
a
made
big
friends with
heart.
the
You've
wrong
made
people.
so many friends.
Yeah.
You've
You know,
Made
I
friends
get
with
around.
Fishy, which means that you're either edging towards sociopath or you're already there. So, it's not as much a compliment as you might think.
Yeah, true.
I say as I'm
That's
using
true.
a comb to stab an earbud. So
Yeah. You also made swag, so you know, it's kind of
that,
like
that also makes me just a bit retarded, doesn't it? So, you know, good on you for befriending the disabled. Well done, Tyler.
yeah, I'm a nice guy. I'm a nice guy. I do my part. It's like a Make-A-Wish thing, but it just goes forever.
I know a guy who's a minder for kids with Down syndrome. He says it's quite easy to like look after them because you just got to take them to like a game shop and they'll just go and stand by all the kids' games for a bit. So it's quite simple. Or in a film shop, he'll go stand by all the Disney films.
That's amazing. They gravitated towards it.
Yeah, it's all right. They just stand around, look at them for a while, then they go over to see like there's a like a box set of Dora the Explorer. And it's like, yes, resonates. But yeah, anyway,
It's not
continue,
really
Tyler,
interesting.
please.
Anyway,
If you
yeah.
lost your train of thought.
Well,
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to talk about. I kind of forgot. I guess because
welcome.
you know,
You're welcome.
no, not from you. This is the question I wanted to ask because you know this podcast started. Ethan joined. How he joined, you know, we've just talked about that. Fucking
Forcibly
swap.
in the chat.
Yeah, forcibly. But to be fair, this whole show happened because of me forcibly making James do it.
That's
We're a
true.
very forcible bunch, aren't we?
That's how it works. But George, like, yeah, you're James's brother, but how did it happen there was the 4 pillars? Like, what the fuck happened?
I don't know what I did. I just started making Assassin's Creed videos.
Yeah,
Do you know what it
that's
is?
the-
James got mad.
No, I
James
know
get
what
mad
it
about
was. I used to,
You're not allowed
back
to
in
make
the. I'm the only AC YouTuber.
James used to not let me make Assassin's Creed videos.
Yeah, that was it. Back in the day when we first started. I mean, we started my channel together. Originally, it was a joint channel,
Yeah.
but then you sort of didn't want to record anymore, so I just took over. And so it ended up just being mine, and then you started LongEaredFox, and then I guess what it was you just weren't getting a lot of views, and then it got to in like beginning of 2016 when the Empire League came out. I was like, why don't you just make videos on Assassin's Creed? Because the only reason you hadn't is because for years I was like, no, I'm an AC YouTuber, don't fucking copy me.
Me off.
And then you proceeded to not just do Assassin's Creed videos, but literally copy me. So that's
To be honest,
It's episode 100 of Kill Connor Club. Let's be honest, you legitimately did, didn't you?
Never
plans
happened, mate.
trapped.
Never happened. What are you on about?
thing is though, it was a fun time where everyone but Tyler copied each other, and when Tyler made a video, we'd copy him too.
oh, that was the
great
best,
time.
the best time. 2016 is the Ezio collection.
2016 was the best year of my life.
It's so good. It was the year
Just
when we all
chill.
made video. Like, do you remember we all
Just
made a video
chill.
on is the Ezio collection coming to PC?
Oh,
And it was
did we all?
we just sat there. It was the
didn't do that.
same
Classic
video.
video.
I would never do that. I always purposefully tried never to make videos you guys made. Like, I was the only one that gave a fuck about not copying. Everyone else was just like, we'll just make the same shit.
I just wanted to make money. Like, I really just wanted to make so much money. Like, I'm not even going to try and lie.
I've never made good money from ads. I've never made good money from doing YouTube views or ads. I've never done it. Never happened. I make fuck all. I make fuck all from YouTube ads.
Yeah, it's because you didn't copy us. That's why.
No, I know. You don't think I couldn't have 100,000 subscribers right now, James? You don't think I could have sold my soul to the devil and done it? You don't think?
What are you implying? What are you implying? That me and Ethan have sold our souls to the devil?
I don't know about you, but I definitely did. So.
That's what you did. You both know you did for periods of time.
Yeah, Empire.
Anyone could jaw raptor, is what I'm saying. To make videos on the daily.
He's not such a bad guy.
Do that. Anyone could do it. I'm not impressed.
Yeah, I never thought you were up to as a bad guy, to be fair.
No, I don't have anything against necessarily him as a person. I don't know him.
I'm not giving Jaw Raptor shit. I'm just talking about
the
fact that
I know what you're saying.
I don't care that I would rather have the 15,000 subscribers that I have. Just shit. Try to copy people or just put out content I don't give a fuck about on games I don't give a fuck about 3 times a day. What would be the point? I would hate it. I'd hate it. I'm having way more fun doing it this way, where it's just like I'll put out what I want to put out when I want to put it out. I'm making sure I don't do anything anyone else does, and then I just talk about getting fucked by a guy for money on the internet. You know what I mean?
That's
like
good,
that's what I would rather be doing.
Week. That's your average week.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say.
So your average.
That's all I'm trying to say. Yeah.
That's fair enough.
Damn it! You know what? Now that I think about it,
you see, I really like this money thing. It's quite fun.
It is pretty fun, to be fair.
It is pretty fun to be fucking wadded with cash.
It would be nice. It would have been nice. Like, I could have just continued making AC videos. Like, if I'd have just doubled down on Odyssey and been like, fuck it, I'm going to make Odyssey videos, I would be fucking loaded right now.
You don't even have to compromise who you are to do that now, because all you have to do is wait for them to release a new quest, play it, highlight why it's wank, and people will watch it. And more people will watch a video where you're highlighting why it's wank than, oh, look at all these hiding spots, you know.
Yeah, but like the way that Your Raptor's done it is like every time there's a new update, he's like covering it. He's covering all the news. Basically, what we all used to do, covering all the news, right? And that was it was very profitable, and I could have done it. Sometimes I'm like, kind of wish I had done it. But I also don't wish I'd done it as well, because it wouldn't have been fulfilling for me personally. But
you gotta respect his commitment to earning money through playing Odyssey.
Let me make it clear. I don't mean any disrespect to Jaw Raptor and what he's done. He's worked hard, obviously. It's a lot of hard work. To do the amount of videos he does is insane. What I'm saying is,
solid guy.
Do it if they were like, I'm gonna make 3 videos a day. I'm gonna focus on this, and that's what I'm doing. If someone that knows how to do YouTube, someone like me, any of you 3, all of us could do it. We just have to literally decide to do it and put the effort and put the work in.
Yeah, you see, just switch your mindset. That's
want to do that. I have a full-time job that I make good money from. I don't need to do. I'd rather just make YouTube fun.
Yeah, that's right.
It's my hobby. It's just purely for fun.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah,
makes sense.
If I cared about my career on YouTube, I certainly wouldn't be talking about the things I talk about. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I talk some shit on here.
Shit.
I talk more shit. And I do care about my career.
You don't care about your career, but you know this is your
my career is built on me.
Yeah, I think that's what you're saying.
So...
I don't fucking have a career, man.
That got fucking dark.
I don't have a career, man. Well, you
so
hang
I can say what I want.
Yeah,
and then I will hang myself in the park.
Okay, bro.
Okay,
this just got really bad.
Oh,
Are you okay?
Okay, that's quite sinister.
I'm fine.
I'm fine. Billy, I'm alright.
Slowly plays the knife violin on your arm. Just, you know.
Oh my god.
Oh, there you go. That got dark. Anyways, magical times. What was the conversation again?
We were talking about the origin of the 4 pillars, I think.
Oh yeah, we were talking about the origin of the 4 pillars up until the point where we all sell our souls to the devils, barring Tyler, because Tyler is the all-knowing god. And he
now that shit is out of the way, let's talk about some Assassin's Creed then.
You guys play the new quest? You played that one really bad day from Odyssey? You played it? Touched it? Me and Ethan have played it.
I came here to discuss Assassin's Creed news.
You talk so much shit about Odyssey, and you guys still play this fucking quest. What
Hey,
a
man,
waste of your time.
I don't play.
Yeah, but it's
it's
for
not.
money though. It's that compromise of we can still
financially beneficial, and
Yeah.
like you said, we sold our soul to the devil, so there's no going back now.
I
So...
wouldn't
Yeah,
be
that's what you
doing
guys
it in my free time.
No, not me neither. I
Or
wouldn't
if-
touch that game.
Or if it didn't get views, I wouldn't. It's like with Life is Strange season 2 episode 3. I'm not touching it because I don't like it. Whereas if Life is Strange content on my channel got loads of views, I'd definitely be playing it, even though I think it's terrible. But
Do you have?
it doesn't. So there you go.
Wait, I'm watching your stream on Odyssey, James.
Yeah.
Do you have fucking like the Rooks or like the Ripper
Yeah,
gang?
yeah,
as
I
your,
have
as your
the Blight.
shit?
The Blighters, yeah, on
Why
my
did
boat.
they choose the Blight?
and Bayek and Aya.
Such a random choice.
It's great.
It's a fucking silly, stupid fucking game. I don't
Dude,
even
it's
wanna
so
talk
bad.
about it.
Honestly, right, that quest, right, the one they just released, is
that's funny.
the
Here we go.
weirdest. Honestly, it felt like a fucking fever dream. Like,
If you want me to explain it in the most simple way possible, essentially, you go to help out this guy, you go to sink ships, he tells you to, you sink the ships, he goes back and says that you just sank the reinforcements. Then you have to help out the town. At the end of each quest, the person you're helping out kills themselves. So,
yeah, it's
there's
really
that. That's out the
weird.
way.
But
They
it's
killed
played
someone.
off as a joke, like it's like a meme. Like one of them, this guy is blinded because this fake Mystios like set fire to his forge and it burned his eyes or something. Anyway, you help him out and he's like, "Thanks for giving an old man purpose again." Cassandra goes to walk away. The man goes to walk away. He then trips over, slams his head against the ground, and all his equipment falls on top of him, killing him. And Cassandra then walks over to a dog and goes, "I've seen a lot, but that was brutal." And then it ends, and that's the end of the quest.
Fuck, that sounds like a skit.
And then, and then there's another one where this woman is like delusional and gives her horse this fruit that's meant to turn it into Pegasus. And Cassandra's like, "That's not going to work." And then she gets on the horse, and this woman just like rides the horse off a cliff, and it looks like a fucking Gmod animation. She just falls, and the horse falls.
Have you seen her going hands free as she
Yeah,
went?
yeah. And Cassandra's then just like, "Oh, that's not good," and then it ends, and that's the quest. It's so weird.
Can that be the end of the Swag 2 trailer? That's not good. And that's it. That's the end. Or even better, I've seen a lot, but that was brutal.
You haven't heard the
saying
best
it to a
part yet.
dog.
Okay, fast forward to the third quest, in which you meet a guy who believes he's a reincarnation of Ajax, whoever that man was, and the fake eagle bearer gave him a helmet. It's essentially a wank helmet, but he thinks it makes him immortal. So you go into town, nobody believes that he's actually immortal, so he says he'll prove it, so he asks you to set him on fire. So Cassandra, knowing full well that this will not fucking work, sets the man on fire.
And he
And then he
dies.
just burns to death, and then you have to fight whoever they are, the bandit things in the town. It's a salt town sort of thing.
The salty
And
bandits.
then afterwards, and then that's one of the places where you steal the horse from. And then afterwards, you go to confront the fake eagle bearer. He's just stood there on the top of a cliff with a fucking chicken, and he says, "This is all part of my evil plan." Well, haha, that part wasn't so bad. Then at the end of that, there's a fucking Mexican standoff, and it goes from Cassandra's face to the eagle bearer to Icarus's face, and then it's just the chicken. And then
I saw that on
Mexican
Twitter.
clucking
I saw that
I
on
did see
Twitter.
that too, yeah. I saw
I was
that,
in
yeah.
awe. I was in awe.
It's so bad.
What
That is
was
such an amazing quest.
So weird that they made that. They have taken the crown for the funniest assassins yet
Yeah.
again. Ubisoft Quebec
no,
know
I
what
mean-
they're doing.
I mean, but the assassins weren't funny though, were they? It was just, there's no
They're also not
assassins to be
assassins.
funny.
There's no fucking assassins.
funniest
in it, saying that.
Mystios
Last time I
yet.
checked,
You're the funniest.
They are
Mystios yet.
true. It's the funniest Mystios yet. Yeah.
The
I'll give
only
them that.
Mystios yet, to be honest, and hopefully the only Mystios ever.
Oh god, no! I want more. I want the legacy of the eagle-bearing
honest-
Mystios.
The legacy of the Mystios. Oh god. Oh,
Well,
what will
they
the
live
next
forever,
quest
so why
be?
can't we just play as the eagle-bearing Mystios in every game?
Oh,
Yeah,
fuck.
it's now that's what
20 years.
Assassin's Creed is about. It's all about
Cassandra
the eagle-bearing Mystios.
I worry, right? I worry that the next quest is going to fuck everything. It's going to fuck everything in one small quest. And it's going to be in the most retardedly funny fashion ever that we won't be able to help but just find it just hilarious.
Oh,
We
honestly,
won't
I
give
love
a
it.
Fuck.
I love it at this
But
point. It's
It'll
really
be full
good.
of shit, but it'll fuck everything.
I can't
It's
wait.
going to be fantastic. Almost like the DLCs, you know? just in one
Oh, it's just
little
appalling.
quest.
I really can't believe we've talked about Assassin's Creed for a bit.
Yeah, can we move on, please?
Yeah, can we stop? Well,
Yeah.
you two sold your souls, so you guys can't fucking help yourselves but talk about
Sorry,
it.
do you want to
And
talk about
I
AC
didn't want
Kingdom?
Yeah, can we talk about Kingdom? That would be great.
Oh god,
Wanna
what are the
talk about
topics he
Assassin's
got?
Creed. I want to know
Tyler,
what the hiding
please.
spots are like. Bring back haystacks that we can actually sit in.
That'd be great.
Yeah, right,
Tyler,
okay.
please. Tyler, please.
Yeah, I'm trying, but Jesus Christ, you both keep talking about Assassin's Creed.
Save
Just
us
shut
from
the
ourselves,
fuck up.
Lord Tyler, please.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Jesus Christ. Well, we've got a couple things we can move on to. I'll give you some options. I don't want to do the MCU talk or Spider-Man just yet. We'll save that for later. Ethan, I know that's your favorite topic of all time. I heard Proper 12 open. We could go through. I would love to go through. I put up a tweet with asking people to send me like their favorite Kill Connor Club memories.
Oh.
But before we go through other people's, I'd love to hear to that. Like when you think of Kill Connor Club, what are your favorite podcasts, your favorite moments that you've been a part of or just witnessed or whatever? And while you do that, I need to go upstairs to get some ice and Coke.
Lovely.
So I can drink some more whiskey. Yeah. Because if I just drink the bottle, I'm going to finish it all and I'll be so drunk and I got to work in the morning. So that can't happen. So I'll start with, I'm going to have 2 more and that'll be it. So James,
Yes.
When you think of Kill Connor Club, when you look back, your pinnacle moment that you'll always be fond of, you'll be like, that's it.
Jesus Christ, I probably should have thought of this before we did the
Yeah,
podcast.
no, you didn't give us time to prepare.
My top my favorite moment. I mean, I have a moment that I love, which I sent as a video as a reply to Tyler's tweet, which is the intro to, I think it was Kill Connor Club episode 16, where the intro is exactly the same as it normally is, only we both say like always instead of as always, and it's really weird and jarring, and I love it a lot when I found that the other day. But I guess top moments would be, I mean, having Colin Moriarty on the first time was a great one. Having him on the second time was also a great one. Obviously you got like This Is My Bayek, stuff like that. That was a great meme that we had.
Fantastic.
And then one that someone pointed out that I went and found it again, and I thought it was really funny, was a few people said it was on episode, I think it was 58 or something, was George, we were talking about 9/11 or something, and George forgot what a pilot was called and called him plane operator boys. Yeah. And Tyler's like, did you just call him plane operator boys?
So funny.
It was great. It's a really great moment, and I forgot that happened.
Christ.
But yeah, those are some of the ones that I remember personally.
Did you say?
What?
Mate, Tyler was.
Let's go back and I hear James laughing, going, "Oh, that's the moment." And I'm like,
Oh no, I don't know. I listed a few. I listed a few of them.
They were pretty good moments.
Do you want me to tell you them
solid
again
moments.
because you weren't here?
that's all right.
No, okay. Well, you don't need to know. You don't need to know
There
my
you go.
favourite Kill Connor Club moments. They'll forever be secret.
You'll never know.
What was the main one?
There wasn't really a main one. There was just a few because I couldn't think. I was like, having Colin Moriarty, having Colin on was a great one. Also the like always instead of as always is a moment that I find hilarious. And then I said, obviously This Is My Bike, and then the one where George forgot what a pilot was.
I've got
Also,
two. I've got pretty much two that stand out.
Just, and for people asking in the chat, like, how do I leave my response? I just retweeted the tweet I put out the other day, so it should be.
I'll give it a
on your
retweet
timeline.
now.
Me too. Have I done it? No, I haven't. Right, I'll sort that right
There you
out.
go.
There you go.
It'll be
You're
on
welcome.
Yeah. So George, what are your two that stand out to you?
Right, I think one that stands out to me because of like old times' sake, it's the classic was the Bieber story. The Tyler's Tale.
That was a good one.
It was a proper. They're both Tyler's Tales because I love old Tyler's Tales so much. It was the fucking best segment. The second one is the
Segment once in a
story-
while, but it's only on Clubhouse now, so I can like at least have some secrets and I don't have to tell the world about it.
Yeah, that's
No,
probably
I miss
best.
Tyler's Tales. What was I gonna say? You know the story where it was like your exploits with that random fucking crazy girl that was like I
Which
don't.
one?
I don't remember. I don't know who you had on. You had a guest on the podcast.
Was it Nick? Was it the
was it-
Ultimate Honey?
was it
Yeah,
Nick?
it
Was
was
it like
Nick.
the
Yeah, the ultimate
The
honey
Ultimate
bit.
Honey-
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think that's
that's
one
a
of my
classic story.
favorite. That's one of my favorite stories that's ever been told.
That is
That's
a
an,
good one.
that's an exclusive to Patreon. That's like literally it was a whole podcast where I just did a Tyler's house for an hour and a half.
Yeah, it was
that
A
was
full,
great.
that's like a year of my life of dating on, sort of not on, off with this girl. It was fucking crazy. What a crazy
Yeah.
story.
What a good story. Yeah, that was great.
It was fantastic. I remember playing Assassin's Creed Unity as I was listening to it, trying 100% it.
For sure.
Yeah,
That's great. That's great.
it was a great story though, and a great podcast.
Yeah, that's a good one. I'll never forget just a reaction to the end of the story.
Yeah.
Spoilers. I don't want to tell people how it ends if they want to listen to it. But James' reaction when I told him like the peak moment at the end, and they just started clapping and going like, "Yes."
It was a fantastic fucking
that was
story.
great.
I loved it.
That was great.
God, what a moment. Ethan, how about you? What do you think?
You
what are you
see,
thinking?
there's only one thing that I can really. There's two. There's the time when I was 2 hours late to the fucking podcast. That was too fast.
That's
The most also
that's a highlight.
the most listened to Kill Connor Club of all time.
That's
of all time.
what makes it so funny as well. And then there's also the time George said, "This is my bike," and then we just had a laugh about it. Then we set it in motion, and people are still using it today. Every now and then you'll see someone put it up.
People that
So
aren't
it
even
really
following
started
us,
from there.
like just random people that just see it that it was a
It's
thing.
huge.
It's great.
It was the best thing we ever did for
took
the
off.
Assassin's Creed community as
Oh.
good people.
Easily.
Didn't Ashraf Ismail actually?
Yeah, he tweeted
was,
it.
yeah.
That
He
himself.
tweeted it,
Ash did it as well.
and so did
There you go.
Bayek's Abu Bakr Salim.
We got
you
called
go.
racist for that.
Yeah,
Did we?
yeah, we did.
First, to be fair.
Yeah.
But then, like, people stopped doing it just because, like,
It was us. Yeah, and that's
they said it because it was us, and then people stopped saying it was racist because everyone was using it and realized there's no way you can be like this.
How is it
Yeah.
racist? I don't understand
I don't
what's racist
understand,
about
no.
it.
No,
it
I
just
don't
doesn't
know
make
either.
sense. It was just a good laugh. We were like, yeah, we're
Yeah.
excited for this game. This is my bike. They were gonna just, show off our builds when we come to it and whatever.
Yeah,
it's gonna be
it was
fun.
good.
We're
It
gonna
was
have
very
fun with the
good.
game. We're gonna use this hashtag because it's our bike, technically speaking. It just makes sense.
Yeah.
It wasn't
Yeah.
intended to make fun, and yet because it's us, there's always some motive that's dark and sinister. I'm pretty sure half of them think we're Satanists. So
It's the thing that I guess they thought like there's got to be something behind this. There's no way this is positive
they've
because
got to
it's
be
these
descendants of
guys.
members of the Gestapo or something,
So,
and they're
I
all
mean,
evil.
yeah, that's
Oh.
true.
There's still, if you look at the hashtag, this is my bike, and go through it, like
Kicking off.
50% of it's like people replying to us saying this is my bike or memes,
Yeah,
and the other
that's
50% is just genuinely people putting up their screenshots for Origins still today. Playing Origins,
Yeah.
putting up screenshots and saying hashtag AC Origins photo mode, hashtag this is my bike.
Yeah, it's like this was a thing.
That's what. And
We
it was just
kicked
an
it
idea. I'm
off.
like, wouldn't it be? We need to do that. We need to have it like a this is my bike, so you show off your bike at max level. That'd be cool. And now it's like what people do when they play the game.
Yeah, it's like a rite of passage for max level people, and
It's
some
great.
people
It
refuse.
was also
to do
one of the
it.
best
It's us.
things of all time as well was going through everyone doing their memes of this is my bike, and like it was Lorenzo Di Medici, like that moment.
No, that made it too. That was too good. Yeah.
And I'm gonna
Yeah,
retweet that right now. I just found that.
Okay, please.
Lorenzo Di
Casper,
Medici.
one of the sweet
Oh,
bitches
yeah.
lad Casper, shout
Casper.
out. He's the one that dropped that. The
Lorenzo Di
this
Medici.
is my bike.
Hashtag this is my bike. It's so
Yeah.
funny because it makes no sense.
This is my. It's because he was a Medjai and he called him a Medici.
Oh yeah, BPR called him that,
BPR
didn't
came
he?
in.
Bike
This
Di
is my
Medici.
He's
The
just
last
Lorenzo.
Medici.
No, he got the last Medici.
The last Medici,
He got
yeah.
the last Medici.
The Neb Herojednon. Yeah, good stuff. Good times.
It's just fantastic that happened.
Oh, amazing. Remember when BPR said that in Origins you can use fish as weapons of mass destruction?
No, okay. The only thing I remember from BPR
That was
about that was
brilliant.
the Eneb Herojetno, and that was
Oh.
just the most fantastic
Eneb
pronunciation I've
Herojetno.
ever heard.
Oh,
Botch.
such good times. Oh.
And it wasn't even that hard to actually pronounce if you think about it slowly and actually take more than one take on your videos. It's what is it? The Eneb Herojetno?
Oh, I don't
It sounds
know.
the same, but he went the Eneb Herojetno.
It just sounded like he went full, like, he rolled his R and everything. It was like,
He
really went for it. It was just wrong.
He went for it. still wrong, but you got to respect the effort there. But yeah, that was quite. That's the only thing I remember about the build up to Origins with BPR was that, because I can't think about anything else. Even if I replay Origins and I go through that area, still just thinking about that.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Okay, so those are those moments. Tyler, do you want to go through the ones we've got from the community?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I definitely don't have my own, so don't worry about it.
Oh yeah, shit,
anyway,
yeah.
I'll go
I
through
guess,
other people.
I guess you can give yours
This
if
is
you
why
want.
I'm the captain and you're not. All right, that's why I'm the captain.
All right, give us. You
We're
can give us
talking
one.
about this, what was it? Was it on Clubhouse or was it the other week? We're like, who would, what Avengers would we be?
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
who
yeah,
would
yeah.
Ethan and George be? And I did have a laugh thinking about well, obviously, I'm Captain America, obviously. James, you're Tony Stark, you're Iron Man. And I had a moment where I'm like, it's also truthful of our relationship and how we run this business of like, one of the SHIELD agents goes, "Oh, I've got this for your boss," to Tony, and he goes, "Oh, I'm not the boss. Oh, he's the boss. I just build everything, pay for everything, and make everyone look cool." And I'm like, "Well, I mean, you do all the podcast editing. You know, you make all the art, thumbnails, do all the work. I just tell you what to do." Like, I'm like, "Oh, that's kind of true. That's
true.
well, yeah, you really are."
That's
well,
true.
who are Ethan and George? What Avengers are they?
Well, Thor and Hulk, but you gotta figure out which
Is it
one's
really
which.
just between Thor and
know.
Hulk?
Well, we said on Clubhouse, I think George would be Thor, and Ethan could be
Yes,
Professor
mate.
Hulk. Like, he's not proper Hulk, but he could be Professor Hulk. I reckon that
Would
works.
be
I mean,
a good Professor Hulk, actually.
Oh yes, I'll take it. I will. I'll take.
I mean,
that.
I'll take
If
Thor.
it means I get to
definitely.
run around shirtless, I'll take it.
but like George is fat Thor, not because he's fat.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, he's fat Thor. We did specifically say you were fat Thor.
not because of the
Nothing wrong with
fat
fat
bit,
Thor.
but just because
Still worthy.
Because I'm a lazy fucking cunt.
Yeah,
yeah, that's why. Because you never
park all the
upload. Yeah,
time.
you're always at.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's it. Yeah,
There you
makes
go.
I'll
sense.
take that still. I'll take that still. He's still powerful. I'll have that. That means I'm a powerful man.
You're worthy, Thor.
Yeah. And I guess it's also fitting, you know, Tony and I'm Cap, because, you know, I mean, everyone knows Cap's the leader, Cap's the main guy, but, you know, most people's favorites is Tony. You know what I mean?
most
It's like
people's
this point where
favourite is
everyone's like,
me,
"Oh, I
yeah.
love."
My favorite.
Yeah. That's pretty much what I'm saying. But I'm still, as I said, I'm still the Cap.
Makes sense.
Captain
Makes sense.
Tynamite.
This wouldn't exist without me. Anyway,
What are your moments though?
Yeah.
I was thinking about this, like, going back, because for me, I don't know about you guys. Have you guys been in the same houses in the same location you record a podcast ever since this has been a podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, this is the fourth house I've been in since doing this podcast. So I have phases of what my life was like in those places when I did the podcasts, and I feel like the podcasts were very different in each place. Like when I first moved out of home, I was always getting drunk and doing the podcast. There was so much fun. 2016 was hilarious. 2015, 2016, it was just like so ridiculous. There was no structure to it. Nicer place in 2017, a bit more settled, and I felt like the podcast was a bit more settled. 2018 is a bit of a blur, to be honest, but I was back living at my parents' place. Now I'm in my new house, and I'm just like, holy fuck. Like, I just think about it in different. 2015, 2016, it was just like I was always telling Tyler's tales. I was always like eating a pizza, drinking beers, like doing this podcast, getting super fat.
You've really evolved, haven't you, sir?
Yeah, I've evolved.
Yes.
And I think I love telling Tyler's tales just because I love people's reaction to it. Like the Bieber story's up there, got to be up there. Connected to my life because I felt like whenever something happened to me, like when a Tyler's Tales was actually happening, I knew I'd be like, that's a Tyler's Tales, I have to tell that on the podcast, sort of thing. So I feel like some of my favorite podcast moments were actually going through things that became Tyler's Tales to tell, like the airplane story.
The airplane
The Bieber
story. What was the airplane story?
Remember when I was on the airplane and some girls like, and like my cousin had just died. I was going to
Oh.
a funeral, and I almost didn't get on the flight because it was full, and I was just like, it was the worst possible mood ever. It was the last flight out. I had to get on that flight, and this fucking bitch next to me is like trying to like pretty much grab my dick, and she was just like, I just left my boyfriend at the Navy base, and he's gone for a while. I was saying about him, so I'm pretty much single now, and then just like kept fucking.
Oh
talking
yeah, I
about it.
remember
I'm like,
that. Ugh, fucking.
yeah. And she just like grabbing my leg and shit. And I'm like, please, for the love of God, stop. Just stop.
Oh, the airplane.
I mean,
fucking story.
Yeah. I mean, I fucked her, but that's like neither here nor there.
Fuck off.
No, I didn't really go. Oh my God, I didn't really. Just the once, you know. It's, anyway. Yeah, I don't know. I think I look back at guests as well as a different aspect to it. Having Colin on was like in the sense of Colin, and he's been on Joe
Tyler,
Rogan.
your mic keeps cutting out all the time. Like it's getting a lot more frequent.
All the time.
Yeah, it's like cutting off mid sentence and stuff.
Fucking Discord, man. It's
I think
fucking Discord. My internet is fine.
I don't know whether it's a
My
setting you
internet's
have.
fine.
Like, do you have like the automatic sensitivity input thing on or anything? So it's like when you take a breath,
Input
it
my
like
voice activity.
maybe go into the settings button, like the little cog. What trying to look. So where it's got like input mode, and then you've got voice activity ticked. Below that, it should say input sensitivity, and then you want to turn that, like, take the slider and put it right down to the bottom, like on the left.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, pull that input sensitivity all the way down. Yeah. Okay, I've got it down.
Yeah.
I took it all the way down to the bottom.
That should
hopefully
do it. That should do it.
That should do it. Okay.
Should do.
That works. Yeah, or what I was saying was just having Colin on and what he's done, and obviously being on like a Joe Rogan's podcast and all these other shows he's been on, but also all the work he's done, and hearing his story, like being such a fan of his and what he went through with Kind of Funny and then to Colin's Last Stand, and he didn't really open up about what happened, and I always wondered, and it's crazy to look back on that he told the story on this podcast. Like that's really the only place it's been talked about.
Yeah,
his fans and for us, and it was weird that we were the ones that for how into it we were and how invested in the story we were as fans, that we were the guys that got to talk to him about it.
Yeah.
Since and you know
it's
and
still,
you know hopefully make him a recurring guest
out.
to this podcast. It's insane.
This has got to be a Discord
I've got a
issue.
second.
It's got to be. It keeps cutting out, and
Yeah, well, my internet's fine, so I don't
that's
know what the
weird.
fuck's wrong
Yeah,
with
that's
Discord.
really strange that is happening because it shouldn't be. With good internet, it's not happening for any of us either. It's just you, which is weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
One of
really
those
don't
mystery
know.
things.
Voice processing, echo cancellation, noise suppression, automatic gain control. I've got that all turned on. Should I turn that shit off?
Yeah, turn it all off. Yeah, just make sure it's all off. So because we want it to work like Skype, where it's just all of your audio comes through. It's not trying to like cut any of it out.
Do anything, and it's got input mode. Input mode is voice activity.
Yeah, that's good. That's what you want.
That's fine. Yeah, and then I've just turned the input sensitivity all the way down, and then I've gone to the advanced settings and turned everything off.
Yeah, that should do it. If it still happens, then I have no idea.
Yeah, it'll be alright. We're already committed to Discord now.
Yeah.
Technical difficulties.
Good old. It wouldn't be Kill Connor.
You guys aren't cutting out the
Technical
you know what I mean?
shenanigans.
Yeah, nobody else is cutting out for me either. It's just you.
That's good. At least there's 3 of us. So if Tyler drops off the face of the earth for a moment, we'll be alright.
Yeah. If this just happens, then this happens. There's nothing more we can really do about it.
But it's alright.
This
We
is
can figure
great
out what he's
content.
saying for the most part.
Great content. Yeah.
Quality.
Yeah. Look, what I'm saying is, all of the different. I have so many. I can't count the amount of memories and special moments. Like the 4 Pillars podcast have been the funniest shit ever. The amount of laughs I've had doing that, and from all the guests who had like Aluma and Assam, Robin Gaming recently, and Brett, the 5th Pillar, the Nick's podcast. Like, there's so many great guests we've had on that we never thought we'd talk to. It's a special. This whole thing is so special to me. This is the most important thing. This show is the most important thing I've ever done on YouTube or in content creation. And the fact that it's 100 episodes and people give a fuck about what we have to say, and we're built a community from it, and we've got to talk to so many people and become friends with so many people. It's special. It's super special. And I can't thank everyone enough. So what does everyone say? Disconnect.
Everyone keeps saying to disconnect and reconnect. I guess you can give it a go. I don't think it's gonna fix it though.
Yeah, it won't, but you can give it a go.
Cutting out?
No, it
Give
will
it a
easily
try.
fix it.
Just,
I haven't been. He hasn't been cutting out.
It's been relatively fine. It's just every so often at the beginning, like if you take a breath or at the beginning of a sentence, it seems to just have a big gap, and then it will just
make sense of what he's saying.
Yeah. So can I. It's just a bit of a nitpicky thing, I guess.
Yeah, that's a way to put it.
Yeah, you could try disconnecting and reconnecting if you want.
I'll try that right now.
What if he never comes
It's
back?
funny to watch on Discord.
Yeah, he just sort of fades away into the background.
on Discord.
Just
right?
gone.
For those who don't know, when you're in a private call, there's a list of all the profile pictures of all those people who are actually involved in us using video. And if someone disconnects, they just vanish.
It's like he just hopped out the window or slowly disappeared through a doorway. It looks
like a sparkle.
Yeah. It's
It's
great.
really funny. Oh, I love it.
Oh,
I
God.
love
Back now, so
Yeah, good.
it.
Alright.
And also the noise it makes as well. Oh.
So let's go through this. We've got a whole bunch of responses from people's favorite Kill Chronicle moments.
Oh, yes.
Brilliant,
Now we're up to
brilliant.
the lovely stuff.
So the top one is from Billy, the Team Tynamite captain Robertson. Shout out to Billy. He made a list on his notes, so he's got 11. I'll run through them quickly, but stop me if there's any you find interesting I wanted to bring up or talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, I don't think there's no order to this. It's just how he thought of them. Number one, Tyler on a delay in the Syndicate preview, and Luke mistaking Dead Kings for Kings of Leon.
Yeah. I was listening to that podcast. Earlier today, I was listening to that podcast. I went through a few of the old ones just to sort of reminisce. That fucking podcast, man. That was so fucking funny because for most of it, you were just like... It was a huge delay as well. It was maybe 3 to 5 seconds delayed. So me and Luke are laughing about something, and we've stopped, and then all of a sudden you come in laughing hysterically about it. It's just like you laughing like a crazy person.
It's like
on
he's
your own.
doing NOS in the background.
So funny. That's such a great podcast. Oh,
I
amazing.
understand internet, and just when I was uploading with my 1 megabyte a second upload speed, everything, my whole internet would shut down. I couldn't be in a Skype call at the same time and talk to you guys. It was fucked. And I didn't it was so dumb. It was so ridiculous.
Oh, it's great.
Never happened again, though.
Never again.
The next one was both Ethan join / Edgar Moyal.
Oh,
Edgar Moyal.
Edgar Moyal.
Edgar818@gmail.com, if I recall correctly, was his email address.
Yes.
I'm trying to remember if the comment was he the one who mentioned the
Get ran by the train.
Ran by the train.
Yeah. Oh, I wish I had that fucking comment so we could read it, but I couldn't find it.
Evie and Jacob, the Fry brothers, ran the train.
Get ran by
Twin
the
brothers,
train.
yeah, they get ran by the train. That was his prediction, yeah.
It was he the one that also said the next game will be in Rome?
No.
No, that was
Texas
someone else.
Cowboy. Who was that?
That was a different
Texas
guy.
Cowboy
I don't
was
remember
some-
that guy's name.
Like something team, wasn't it? Something like that.
It was PlayStation something. Let me see if I can find it.
He's got it saved somewhere.
I'm sure I have it
Yeah, it's
somewhere.
all this stuff. So
If I just search Texas as cowboy, I might be able to find it, or just Texas. We'll see. I bet you I can't find it though. No, I don't think I have it. Oh, that's a shame. I wish we had those comments. The Texas cowboy and the Edgar Moyal one. Those were classics.
Oh god.
Good old.
Then it was all the Tyler's Tales, the Bieber story, the Italian stalker, the scooter story, talking about those people that got run over.
They get run
Taking out those
over.
people.
Did they?
Yeah. 2 people got run over, bro, from the scooter. Yeah.
Oh, they got
because
taken out like it went into their legs.
Took him out. Yeah. They kind of hopped up and one of them got their knee taken out. The other one hopped
Jumped
up and
on
just
top of
fucking
it?
took her out. Kind of, yeah, but it swept her legs out from under
Yeah.
her, and she ended up on top of it and slid down the road. And someone's thongs flew so far. It was like 100 meters down the road. It's fucked.
That's great. And by thongs, you don't mean thongs.
Sandals.
You mean like flip flops.
Yeah, sorry,
yeah.
sandals.
Yeah.
Flip flops,
Just for-
sandals.
Yeah.
Just for clarity,
translate
for
that.
those
We
who
call
didn't understand.
we call them thongs in Queensland, real Australia.
Okay.
That's what we call them. Yeah.
So what do you
Go on,
call
the
what do you
rest
call
of them.
actual thongs then? Like women's underwear?
Maybe they call
Like
them slippers.
Knickers.
No, but like
Knickies.
like a thong though.
Knickies.
Underwear. Oh, G-string.
Chicken sarnie.
Talking about
Sorry. Chicken sorry.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh my god, that's so fucking funny. Oh god, trying to do Australian slang is so good. That's so great. George, I love you. I love that you know that.
Thank you.
It's fucking hilarious. A steak sarnie, no big deal. I just had steak sarnie down at the pub.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you got to do sometimes.
A pint of 4X, you know.
But what
Went
cuisine
home,
is
punched
it,
a-
man?
That was the best conversation.
okay.
That was great.
I don't even remember, to be honest. I don't know what we were
Oh,
talking about.
that was
What
great.
cuisine is it?
I think that's a horseshoe fox meme. I don't think anyone really took note of that conversation.
No,
No.
okay,
Okay.
that is probably
Yes,
the
it's you.
box me. It's just it is a funny fucking conversation.
Hey man. Hey man.
all the public transport stories I had, like the train stories, the bird calendars,
Oh,
fucking
the bird calendars, the
the-
Play-Doh lollies,
Play-Doh lollies,
methed
the
up Bruno Mars.
methed up Bruno Mars. Missed that guy. Saw him a couple of times back then. Look, this one came up a couple of people's actually. Was me vomiting at a mate's place, lying on the floor, and they're telling no one.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't
That was-
remember that.
Yeah, you know, it
can't
was
remember
it was
that.
in 2017. It was right when I was finishing up uni. I went out, like, this dude was one of my good uni friends, and he lived like an hour out of Melbourne.
Okay.
And I went out there for his 21st. There was about, on the event, there's like 60 people going. I knew 10 of them from uni. So I thought, there's some uni people that have clicked attending. I get out there. No one's gone from uni. No one went. Everyone bailed. It was just me and 40 strangers. I had no idea who anyone was. I didn't know
That's so
anybody.
fucked.
But they were supplying alcohol. So I got absolutely hammered and then was just like talking to people. I'm pretty sure I hit on the dude's cousin. Like I was just
God.
like going around, and by the end of the night, like it's like 3 a.m, there's only like his like 8 or 9 like closest friends that are there, and I'm doing beer pong with them, and I'm smashing beers still. And I remember his best mate who did the speech and everything, like none of the fucking pussies were drinking at the end of the night when they lost it. People know I'm not drinking that. So I'm like, I'll fucking drink it for you. I take 2 cans of beer, I stone cold Steve Austin them, smack him, and just starts pounding him down. And I remember the best mate who did the speech going, who the fuck is this guy? Like, they had no idea who it was. And then
God.
it was right after that, like, I'm like, oh man, because I brought like a bag of my shit with me, like just in case. I wasn't sure if they supplied alcohol, so I brought like a bottle of rum and all this shit.
Oh dear.
So I go to his bedroom where I left my bag to make sure, like, I still have my bag for whatever reason. I'm sitting there thinking, my only possession I brought it, better check no one's taking it.
Yeah.
I go in there, I kind of like lie on the floor in his bedroom where all the bags are, hug my bag, and then I just and then
Sweet.
and then I just kind of like go, and then like a bit of vomit comes out of my mouth onto the fucking floor, onto his carpet, and then I'm like, oh shit, I'm about to throw up more, and then I drop a little bit more on the carpet. I'm like, oh shit, I need to get out of here, but I couldn't stand up, so I just was crawling, dragging my limp body across his hallway, throwing up as on his floor, crawling, commando crawling, and then I end up getting to the toilet, and by the time I'm at the toilet bowl,
You've done it
I've
all.
finished throwing up. I'm done. I've already thrown up, like the whole trail there. And
Could you
then,
imagine
like,
if someone caught you halfway through doing that? Like, in the act?
Dude,
So
dude,
what
I
did you
fucking
do? Just leave?
I wish they had, and they could have helped me. You know what I mean? I needed help. Instead, drunk me has just thrown up everywhere, all over the house, including his carpet in his bedroom. Drunk me's got to deal with it by himself. I look at the toilet bowl. I finally get my wits about me. I stand up. I go to the bathroom. I wash my face. I wash my hands, and I go, Tyler, tell no one. I walk back out to the lounge room where everyone is. Because normally I would just come clean about that and be like, guys, I'm so fucking sorry. This is what happened. Like, I'll clean it up. But no, at the time, for whatever reason, I was just so fucked up. I just walk and sit on the couch and fall asleep. And the last thing I remember hearing before I fell asleep was, "Oh, someone threw up in Dom's room."
By the time you were asleep, you'd escaped that situation. You didn't have to deal with it anymore.
And then I woke up. Someone had taken my shoes off, put me in like on a mattress, and like had a blanket over me and a vomit bucket next to me. And I had to work that day, so I get up. Everyone's passed out asleep. I look around the house. Everyone's asleep. I just fucking get out of there.
That is the weirdest thing. It was just you and a bunch of people you didn't know.
Yeah. But I just made the best. But he did say to me, like, before I got really fucked up, like, middle of the party, he came up to me and goes, "Dude, none of my uni friends came. Like, it really means a lot to me that you came."
Well, it means a lot later.
That means a lot, man. Like, he was just so. I was like, "Dude, anytime." Like, of course, man. And he even said to me, like, I fucked that shit up, like, at his house. But he said to me, he goes, "Dude, you were still the only motherfucker that showed up, so I appreciate it." Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's like, "I thought I had a lot more, like, good uni friends, and obviously not. They didn't even come to my 21st. Dom's fucking good, dude. I love that guy.
That's quite sad, actually.
Yeah, but he's a popular dude. Like, he has so many. He's that dude that has so many friends, and his school friends, like, they're all great people. Like, it was so easy. I had a great fucking time that night. I just needed to get drunk, so that it was super easy for me to just go around and talk to everybody. And,
yeah, when it's people that you don't know and that you know you're never going to see again, it's very easy. Like,
I had a great time that night, and it's a great story. But I remember, like, leaving the house the next day. No one was awake. I just fucking got out of there, got in a train. It was an 1.5-hour train ride back to my house, and I remember looking at my reflection. You know what? I'm gonna send you something I've never sent you, James. I'm gonna send you the photo I took of myself that morning.
Oh, that's amazing! God. Yes.
And sent because I'll send it to you. And you can put it on the stream.
Okay.
Go on the train. This is after the train ride. I had to get home, get my clothes to go to work. So I had about 15 minutes. I got to lie down in my bed between like getting home from the train and going to work, and. I remember sending this to, so I live, it's my best mate, my roommate now, Jared. I sent this to him. I told him what happened because he was living in Brisbane. I was in Melbourne at the time. So I text him this photo. I'm like, dude, I told him what happened. I'm like, dude, I got so fucked up last night. And this is what I looked like when I looked at my reflection in the train, and I said to myself, for the first time in my life, I was like, who the fuck are you, Tyler? That was fucked. Like, I was like, what is wrong with you, man? Like, that was ridiculous. I thought I was better than that. Like, that was fuck. I'm trying to remember, was that 20... When did I turn... Oh, no, it's 2016. I thought it was 2017. No, it was 2016. I was like, that's when I turned 21. That's when he turned 21. Okay, so September. Because I just had my 21st, like, the week before that. It was all pretty close together. Let me just find it. It'll be fucking somewhere. But yeah, it was a nightmare. But great story. And that's what really counts, guys. That's why I do this. I do this for you. And I do this for the story.
Good. That's great.
Because I go through my photos like by date, but I don't think I saved this to my phone at the time. Like, I think I sent it straight away via Messenger and then re-downloaded it later. So it's a bit more challenging to find, but it shouldn't be down before I feel with the regret. But like, I'm still wearing the same clothes I went out on like that night. My hair's a mess. Like, it was rough. And I remember, I think I threw up like the bathroom at work. And, like, I forced myself to throw up because I felt so shit. And, like, it just came out, was, like, as black as the blackest night. Like, it was that. Like, it was... Christ. The devil came out of me.
It was your soul. It was... It just... That night, it left your body and never re-entered.
Your soul.
It's exactly like that. Yeah. Yeah. No, if I was soulless, I didn't have a soul that night. I'm telling you right now. That...
You found it yet?
That shit was fucked. I'll bring it up later. I'll find it. Okay. We'll just keep on keeping on. With this, one of the favorite moments was bullying Joe as well.
Yes.
The buddy boys, we talked about that earlier.
Yeah.
Assam messaging that girl a year later?
Oh yeah.
What was that?
Oh no,
It's
What was that?
like he was. I think he was talking to some girl for like a while, or like she asked him something. Like it was something, and he didn't want to answer. And like he left it so long that he just decided to just completely leave it. And then it was a year on from when she sent the message. He replied.
Hey dude, why have you got Star Wars
With a
stuff?
reply. It was a mistake. It was a mistake. I was getting up the React screen ready for you to send the picture so I could put it up. And I, instead of switching it back to the normal screen before exiting studio mode, I didn't. So it flicked to the Star Wars, which was the last thing I had on React, which was a mistake. But there you go.
So it's a big mistake. It's all good.
I do remember Assam actually messaging like the girl on the podcast. You said like yeah.
Yeah,
it
it was on the podcast, wasn't it? It was like a year later. He messaged her while he was live with us because we told him to do it.
Sorry, my phone died, or I was in the
Did she
shower.
reply?
Yeah, sorry, I was in the shower. Sorry, my phone died. That was the one, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, we're coming up with ways like how do you respond to that?
Yeah, that was funny. That was funny.
Waving semen.
Microwaving semen. That was
That was with Assam. That
What
was
were
with
we doing?
was
Was
one of
it
the
Would You
first-
Rather? That's what we were
Would you
doing?
rather?
No,
It's
it
just
was-
like, would you rather drink your mother's period blood or or drink your dad's semen? That was his question.
Yeah,
That's
and
what
he
he
was
brought up. I'm like, dude, first of all, you're fucked for even coming up with that.
And he was like, could you microwave the semen?
Yeah, what about the microwave milk thing? What the fuck was that?
No, that was
You'd be
it.
like,
That
it
was
tastes
it.
like
It
milk
was like, it would
if
taste like
microwaved
milk,
it.
and me,
Oh,
I just
yeah.
fucking lost it.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. It didn't make any sense.
It would never.
It wouldn't
was
taste
fucking
like milk.
stupid.
Oh, that was great. Yeah, that was good.
It was. Really good.
Yeah. What else
Oh,
we
the
got?
next one.
The next one, Zombie Joe, good old Udi reacting to James ending to AC games. Fuck you, Udi.
No, that's an
Uday and
experience.
Kumra.
The
That
Udi
was
days.
great, yeah.
The Udi days. Where
Ancient
Udi was a
days.
forbidden word. For the time, it's a forbidden word. I'm pretty sure it's still blacklisted on the Discord.
I think it is. I think I did, along with Hoopla. I don't
Hoopla. I don't
know
understand
that one either. I was streaming Assassin's Creed 2, and everyone just started spamming Hoopla in the chat. And I was like, I don't know what the fuck is going on, so I had to blacklist it, and then it became a meme that I hate when people say Hoopla. And now I've just told everybody, so now it's going to
It's
start
not a
happening
nice
again.
word. It just doesn't sound good. Hoopla.
Hoopla.
It sounds like a shitty sort of sweatshop sort clothing store, doesn't it? Hoopla.com.
Hoopla.
Everything's made in a factory by 12-year-old
I found the
Chinese
photo.
people.
You found it? Okay, yeah, give it to me.
Okay, so I'm gonna send you two photos.
Okay.
When I got off the train at my home station, after like an hour and a half train ride, being so hungover, the second photo I'm gonna send is like the 15 minutes I got to be home to have a shower, buy a Gatorade at the 7-Eleven, and have to leave to go to work.
Oh,
catch
that
the train to
sounds
work.
so fucking horrible. I can just imagine the feeling of doing that and just wanting to die.
Yeah.
Where are you
but
So
sending
the
it?
first
Tyler,
one
he
is
does
that
not
I'm
back
sending it
down
on
Facebook
Facebook on
Oh, look,
Right.
it's classic Tyler.
I
Right,
just
here
had to
we
go through my old I had to go through my old messages with Jared and go through all the media.
Who sent it into
Put it up.
the- Oh my
I'm
god,
gonna
that's
get this
amazing.
up on
He's
stream.
not a happy man, that Tyler.
He is not a happy man at all.
No, he's there like, fuck, I'm dead. He
gotta
knows
put
he did
this
wrong.
Underneath React.
I think that's fucking hilarious.
I gotta get these next to each other so
This
we
is
can...
like September of 2016 was when that happened. If it was like 2 weeks earlier. So it was a
Someone's
rough
found the
couple of
Edgar
weeks.
Moyal comment.
Oh, someone
Yeah.
found it.
Billy found the
Oh,
Billy
okay,
found
we'll
it,
have
sent
to.
it to me.
Alright.
so
Good
I've
old
just-
Billy.
I've just-
Good old
I've
We'll,
Billy.
sent
we'll
it
have a
to
look
you.
at that in a minute. Yeah. Let me just get
I've
these
got a
up
picture
on,
of James looking really angry from years ago. It's a panorama. behind
Okay.
it.
All right, here we go. There's the pictures of Tyler. I got them up on.
Oh, we
Got him
got
up on
pictures worth
stream.
sharing, so.
All I can do is put them in
Unbelievable.
the Discord. That's a hilarious image.
That's fucking so funny. That's
The television's broke. Gaming on Xbox with Lord Lasers.
Xbox gaming, really. Oh, he's got them up on stream. That's
there you
fantastic.
go. They're there.
It looks
That
good.
picture's so
Wow.
fucking dumb. Incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Like my hair's just an absolute mess, and like 15 minutes to getting home, like my face is just full of like fear and just like, oh, what the fuck is my life right now?
Yeah.
I got a Gatorade. I bought the Gatorade before I got to my apartment because I lived next to a 7-Eleven. Then just had a shower, got dressed, sat on my bed for about 10 minutes to kind of rest my eyes. Catch a train to work. It was, yeah, and then I worked like a 9-hour shift until like 9 o'clock at night. It was fucking
That's gruesome.
awful.
Oh,
it
that
was
is so
awful.
funny. Those pictures are so funny.
Yeah, and I remember going to my boss going, I'm so hungover. And he just rolls. I was like, for fuck's sake, Tyler. He's like, fuck off, man. Fuck.
That's fantastic.
Okay.
Amazing.
Some of the other ones, top moments, grapefruit technique.
Oh, dear.
That was up there. That was a great
yeah.
one. That was a great one. That was with Assam too.
That was with Assam,
too. That was when we just were like, give those early Assam podcasts this. Like they really brought up just talking shit. We really just talked shit on that. It was all about just kind of being fucked up, trying to make each other laugh and stuff, and that did feed into what the podcast became with some guests. So
True.
Assam's been a great guest in his time.
That's true. He has been.
Good old Assam.
Just quickly, if anyone hasn't already liked the stream, go ahead, drop a like. See how many we can shoot for. That'd be great. If we can get more likes.
Shoot for all of the likes, all of them.
Yeah, come on, boys, let's get them all. That'd be great.
How many people are watching?
Josh, this is Josh M's favorite moment. Because oh wait.
Oh, that hurts. Okay, that's fine. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, Josh.
Yeah. That was a big moment for us, and it didn't happen. But I remember, like, we got the first guest of 2017, and a big George, and he goes, and we're joined once again by, and then George just interrupts, going, Boubacar Salim.
That's funny.
All right, that's good times, good fucking times. Zeek Collins, his favorite moment. One of my favorite moments or favorite episodes is 57 with George. There was a whole, 30-minute section about 9/11, and George forgot what a pilot was and called it Plane Operator Boys, which, to this day, still makes me laugh way too hard. And, of course, the Bishop story is a classic.
Yeah.
Bishop.
The pilot thing.
The Bishop story. Holy fucking shit.
On that podcast that I told the Bishop story? When did
Was
I
it the
tell
same
that?
podcast? Oh, I don't remember. It wasn't 50.
I feel like it was
57.
No, it was 13.
Also,
it was the first podcast of 2016.
That makes sense. Also, 57 wasn't with George. 57 was with Centre Strain. 58 was with George.
Numbers
You're
goes
wrong
all
there,
right.
Zeke. You're wrong.
58 was with George, Ben, and Ethan.
Was it?
Was it?
Was that 58? It was. It would have been.
60 was the Origins spoiler cast, the most viewed podcast of all time of us.
Was it not 59? Was that one?
58 was the most viewed podcast.
60 was the most viewed podcast.
I think I've just been sent the most amazing thing ever. Sorry to interrupt, but I just got sent on Instagram by somebody trying to private message me saying, "Is this real or fake?" And it's obviously a fake Watch Dogs 3 image leak. And just at the bottom of the screen, you can see in really small writing, "Most leaks are bullshit," and a smiley face. I'm gonna send it to you now.
Yeah, do I want to see that? That's funny.
It was 56.
It just says most leaks are
56.
bullshit.
It's before 57, not after.
Fucking Watch Dogs fucking 3.
Imagine. Sorry, that is just too funny. It is too funny. It just says most leaks are bullshit.
It's true.
Do you know?
They're not wrong,
Do you know
yeah.
what's-
They're not wrong.
Do you know what's funny? Looking back at that Bishop story, that there's a meme on Clubhouse, which is when someone's telling a story and they go, "Let's call them blah because that's their name," which kind of started because we were using fake names to tell stories.
Bishop.
So Bishop obviously wasn't this person's name, so people had to start. People for some reason, I don't know who was the first one, started saying, "Let's call them blah," and then instead of saying because I don't want to use their name like any normal cunt, they were just like, "Let's call them Jeff because that's their name." And it's like, okay then. And then
It was funny the
now,
first time. It was funny the first time.
it was funny it was funny the first time, and then people just kept fucking doing it. So every time anyone posts a story on Patreon now, they always go, this person's name is Joe. I'll call him Joe because that's his name, and say, oh, for fuck's sake.
I loved that one time where someone said, "Oh, I was going to the supermarket. Let's call it Morrison's because that's its name." And I was like, "That is a good one. There's a spin on it.
Yeah.
You're talking about a supermarket, not a person."
I like going to Morrison's. If we get the
Good
nickname Morrison's.
Oh, it's good.
Good.
Yeah, but now everybody does it. So and now we've addressed it, so they're never gonna stop.
Let's call it Tesco because that's its name.
Such a dumb meme.
I don't understand.
Oh god,
that.
do we
I
want
love
to? Do we want to read the Edgar Royale comment?
We can do.
Yeah.
Who's
Let's do it, bring it up.
Yeah.
James, you've got it.
You want to? Okay. Shall I put it up on stream or?
Can do.
Up on
You've
stream
got
and then read
put
it.
Tyler's face in it too, please.
Right, let me get this up. Give me a second. I gotta go whack up KCC
2015
Reacts.
Kill Connor Club shirt.
Whack up the
Yeah,
window capture.
Just don it.
Oh, this is okay. This is all backwards. Hold on. This is like okay. Wait. I do apologize. I've got it set for like watching trailers. So this is How do you? Oh Jesus Christ! This is a lot harder than it should be.
You should just throw it up on the screen. It's one of those things.
Yeah, I'm trying to. It's just not fitting into the frame.
Jarbink's dying.
Let me just move this down a little bit. Okay, I don't know whether anyone will be able to read this, but there it is. Okay, let me read this. Here we go. So it says,
Wow.
"Hello, my real account name is Edgar Moyal, but for some reason I can't write a comment through it, even though that's exactly what they're doing. Anyway, my theory is the shard only works for you when you sacrifice / not sacrifice another body / user. That's why Lucrezia's bastard son heard noises from the last user or sacrificed person who used / sacrificed for the shard. But because Evie and Jacob are twin brothers, they will not have this side effect and will get healed completely with no problem. At the end of the game, Jacob / Evie will get ran by the train, or something, or something that can't be healed even by modern standards. Then the other brother, / sister will use the shroud to heal / resurrect the other brother using his own DNA. P.S. I'm a huge fan of your work and videos, and I would really like it if you would contact me through my email, edgar818@gmail.com. Brilliant. What a classic comment.
That's a comment to have.
Oh,
If you just
brilliant.
if you just move the picture down, you'd see Tyler's face.
I'll do that real quick.
Yes,
Give me a
it's
second.
lovely. Beautiful.
Hang on. Give me a minute. I got
It's
it.
an classic comment. Brings me back. That really brings back memories. I love that this is what Kill Connor Club 100 is. We're not caring about like
it's quite laid back.
Talking about topics, just laid back. This is all I wanted. I didn't want anything over the top.
Yeah,
just
fair enough.
Fucking laughing about the dumb shit we've done in the last 5 years and 100 episodes.
Yeah, fair enough.
I can't wait till we're doing it in person, boys. How fucking crazy is that gonna be?
Insane. Crazy. No, but it will actually be
it's
crazy.
It's gonna be
though.
Crazy.
mental, to be honest. I'll not know how to react.
You will. You will know.
I'll know when
You
it's
will
time.
know.
You'll know when.
I will know.
You will know.
I will become the no.
He had to screenshot like me looking like a spastic. I was so chubby. I was so fucking chubby.
Chubby? I don't see
You
that
know
as
what
chubby.
You know what will make that shot amazing? If you had like a porn tab above it, because we can all see your tabs, like what you've got.
Yeah, I know. You've got
what you've got
Pirate Bay up
bookmarked.
there, so
You've got no
That's how he gets
Man's
his Game of
Sky.
Thrones.
there you go. Anyways, that's that. Do you want to go back to some of the other replies people are given to your
Yeah, of
to your
course.
tweet? Let's see what else we got.
Of course I do. This is my Bayek was one.
Of course.
Oh, it's probably more than
KCC
one.
Award Show 2020 are among my favorites. That's Terrific Gamer. Owen Brain. Today we are joined by, and George goes, Abubakar Salim. That's a great one. Amir said, there's too many moments, man. Most of them have already been mentioned by other people, but one moment that wasn't mentioned was the one time we realized James had 6 fingers on his Kill Connor Club 2018 art. That was really funny.
That was
also
funny.
all the times you guys just talk shit about BPR and him trying to pronounce all the names on the AC Origins map.
Yeah, that was a good meme. That was a good meme. Good old banter with the boys.
People like Ben and Gene saying this is my Bayek.
Yeah, good meme.
Which was just that's one of the, and that was I'm pretty sure.
What did
and
you
that
say?
was
You
just
cut
one
out
of
there.
8 of the podcast when this
Oh, I
my
still
bar happened,
didn't.
I
Still,
think.
did you say that's episode 58?
Jesus fucking Christ, just listen. How about that? How about
Yeah,
stop-
I'm listening. You just, I can't hear what you're saying. It keeps cutting you off.
I think you're just deaf, mate. I think you're just fucking deaf.
Yeah, you know what? That might be the case.
Yeah, so, anyway, all the Tyler's Tales, says Aussie. Since, unfortunately, there's none about Persia. I'd love to have one about that.
The Tyler's Tales about Persia.
Go to where Persia used to
Where
be.
I go to Persia. Yeah, where I go
It'd be
to Persia.
useful if it
where Persia
existed,
is. Zahir has one, reacting to the grapefruit technique. And episode 34 starts with James hosting it with George instead of you. That excerpt of you accurately predicting the destruction of James in the multiplayer battle. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I love that
didn't we-
intro
didn't we
to episode 34. That was great.
What was that? Why did we do that? Like, wasn't it like you two doing a podcast intro and then me showing up being like, wait, what the fuck's going on?
It's because
like,
you hadn't uploaded. You hadn't uploaded in ages. That's what it was. So the meme was you're being, and the meme was everyone was saying, "Oh, Tyler's not really part of the community because he's never around." So we turned it into a meme where I was replacing you with George because you're never around. That's what everyone kept saying.
Yeah, even though I'm also never around.
Yeah, but back
either.
in the day, back at that point, made sense.
Still around the same amount. I show up on all my podcasts, and I was always doing podcasts. I was like, what the fuck am I not around for? Just because I don't go on Discord? Or
I think it was because it was before Discord. It was just because you hadn't uploaded in ages. It was that period where you just didn't upload for like 6 months or something.
With those during uni, I was too fucking busy.
Yeah.
Now though, but I've been moving, but also haven't given a fuck about making videos. Like, what am I going to make videos on? Assassin's Creed? I'd rather kill myself.
No, anything else. Do anything else, Tyler. Make one on.
I mean, I'm going to do another stream. I did a stream this week, my first
God,
stream.
yeah, you did.
Oh,
Did a bit of a test. I just need to get one more. I just need to buy a plug for my laptop so I can have everything. Can stream games.
Always a plug.
There's always a plug. Got to plug it in. Yeah, and then I can do stream games as well. So I've just got to work out the kinks. I deleted the stream. Like it was it was a bit of technical difficulties.
I'm sure.
But yeah, trying to iron it all
Always a
out,
plug.
and then but yeah, stream wise, like did my internet hold up 100%? Like it was all good.
That's good
So,
stuff. Yeah.
I can stream.
You're on
I'm
the
gonna do
road to
another
do-
one on Tuesday
gonna stream more
of
than
just
we
me talking shit, kind of figuring things out again, and then hopefully I can start doing weekly streams of playing games. And I think what I decided I'll do is I'll only play games that I've never played before, so all new. So someone brought up, should I play The Witcher 3 finally? I'm like, I might do that if it's
Do it.
streamed.
I would watch that. I would
So-
watch every episode of that. I'd give up my life to just watch you play The Witcher 3.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it won't be like long stream. I'm not gonna do 8-hour stream. It'll be like 2-3 hours.
I did like
tops, and then
12
gotta go
hours
Live
in
my
mine.
life.
That's going to take you a
Yeah,
while
I'd
to
love
finish it, but at least you're doing it.
Yeah,
You need to
yeah,
do-
yeah.
you need to be
That's
done.
fine. I'll do it like once a week, 2 or 3 hours. Like, I don't
Yeah,
play
that'd be
games
good.
at all. Like I don't play games, so I need to like, if I stream
What
it, then
kind
I'll
of
actually play
gamer do you
something.
think you are? Gamer that doesn't play games?
Barely.
That's it.
It's called
You're
an adult
not.
with fucking responsibilities.
You know,
man.
you've-
I can barely fucking game either.
You've
All
left
I'm doing is
all
playing
your-
Borderlands 2.
You've left all your
Well, but
gaming
you're poor, man. That's the reason.
responsibilities for
True,
being a
yeah,
film
that's true.
connoisseur. That's what it is. You can
Whenever
only be
I'm not
one or the
making
other.
videos, I don't game much.
Yeah, well, I mean, I am a film
Confessions
connoisseur. I
time.
did a fucking degree on it, man.
Yeah. Well, we're
Studied
the
for
best
3
film
years at
connoisseurs on the
university.
internet. That's what we do. It's our full-time job.
I think I'm pretty good at connoisseuring films.
Imagine if the main thing we did was Cinema Room. It wasn't like a little. I mean, it's not little, but you know what I mean, like a side show. That was our main show. Was the
But
Cinema
wasn't
Room.
like the youngest child? You
Like
know
that
what
was
I mean?
it.
It's
That was
like-
our main focus. Was Cinema Room. Like that was the thing we took the most seriously. That'd be
That would be
weird.
weird.
That would be a weird reality. I don't know why I just thought of that.
You just did.
What else we got?
That is a weird thought. Okay, let's move on. Dualcom, here we fucking go. This is what Clubhouse will be. Dualcom, he says, favorite Kill Connor Club moments, microwaving semen with Assam, episode 11. The 2016 podcast launch was amazing, episode 13. Yeah,
was a
that's
good one,
the
yeah.
Bishop story.
It was.
Which, for people that are probably wondering that weren't around back then, it was a girl, obviously go back to that episode and listen to it, it's the end of the episode. Story of when I was in Italy, traveling through on a tour, like it was a Kentucky tour, so like you're with a bunch of people on this trip. I was there with one of my close friends, strangers on a bus traveling the country, and you know you become so close with everyone, but you know, of course, people end up fucking. My mate Corey ended up banging this girl, and she just went crazy and followed us around and stalked us. It was fucking ridiculous.
Oh, it's a really good story. You have to listen to it.
Go listen to the story. It's great.
It's a long one as well.
I'd love someone to make a I'd love someone to send me all the Tyler's Tales timestamps so I can make a compilation video of just like one episode. It's just all the Tyler's Tales.
That'd be amazing.
Compiled into one thing. A Terrific Gamer again said, also forgot to mention that time when the Odyssey theme played when you brought Robin Gaming on the show. I love that podcast.
It was ear rape. It was ear rape. Odyssey theme as well. While Robin was mid-sentence. Yeah, that was great.
And just a professional guy too. Robin Gaming, what a legend.
And
love the podcast when you brought Victoria Atkin. How great is that? The 9th episode we did of the show, we had a fucking voice actor from an Assassin's Creed game on.
And now it will never happen.
Happen again.
What I think is the funniest part of that is we had a voice actor from Assassin's Creed, not even just voice actor because it's all mocap. So you know, literally, we had Evie Fry on the podcast, and we made a meme with her about me and Tyler being gay and having a romantic trip in London. That's the weirdest concept to me.
That's what I said. We need to do a skit called London Love, and then send her the link when we upload it.
Yeah, she's gonna be
like,
who the hell are these guys? What is going on here?
First of all,
oh, Jesus.
Why is she Australian now?
The most requested question for you to ask Victoria Atkin was, ask her how big her tits are.
That became a meme. It's the stupidest meme. Only our fucking fans would do that. Oh my god. We should have her back on. Just as Victoria Atkin.
We should have her back on.
We should have her back on. We'll have her on episode 101. Victoria Atkin comes back on. That'd be so funny.
Way to return.
Oh dear.
We could just talk shit, shoot the breeze with Victoria Atkin on the podcast.
Amazing if we could if she lives in London, we do a skit in London of the London Love finally happening, like this romantic date we go on, but it gets interrupted and Victoria Atkin actually shows up.
That'd be so funny.
We actually got her to be in the skit.
She follows me on Twitter. I'll DM her and be like, "Come on, Victoria, you got to be in our skit, our stupid skit where we're gay.
We're not gonna pay you. We're not gonna pay you. It'll be for free.
No, just do it. Just do it. Come on, just do it." Oh god. Oh my god. We know, you're our best mate. You've been on the Kill Connor Club podcast. Remember that 4 years ago?
Yeah.
Great.
She's a Kill Connor Club alumni.
There was also a time where you used to ask all your guests what they thought about Connor.
Oh yeah, back in the day.
Oh, there was.
That was ages ago now.
Do you think Connor's the most brutal assassin?
He has beast mode takedowns.
Beast mode takedowns in Liberation.
You get to go to the slave persona and perform some beast mode takedowns.
Yeah.
What a terrible game. Oh god. Jesus Christ.
Fucking shit, that's funny as fuck. That's so hilarious. Oh, George, you're fucking good baby, man. Just the way you just fucking monotonely say shit like that. With a straight face. That's normal. I
definitely isn't normal behaviour.
A fucking person on the internet listening, going and commenting about their Beast Mode takedowns. They're probably really passionate. And you're just reading it like you're fucking Tobey Maguire and Spider-Man. You know what I mean? Just a serial killer.
That's why This Is My Bike was so funny, because it was just a normal thing, just I'm probably just gonna make a video on this is my bike, putting my bike.
This is my bike.
I remember just started laughing at you and no one else was laughing. It's just me and I'm like, this is my bike. What the fuck are you talking about? So stupid. This is my bike.
Oh, it's the best.
Oh, this is me dildo. This is me room. This is me bike. Just do a house tour. Is it?
Yeah, it's my bike. God. Yeah, it's nice.
My bike.
Pretty nice, I guess.
I threw out because Ubisoft sent me the Gods edition of Origins.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking big box and a Bayek statue. And I fucking, I threw it out when I moved. I don't know why I had it at my parents' house. So when I moved house just recently, I just threw it out. I'm like, oh, fuck, what a waste of space. I'm getting rid of that. But it would have been amazing I fucking should have thought of this. Make a vlog doing, a new house tour. Be like, yeah, this is me room. This is me Bayek. Just the Bayek statue.
Oh, that would have been good. Oh, no.
Oh, damn it. Damn it. Oh. Always hindsight. Always hindsight. That was good. Very funny. Fucking hell. All right. What's the next one? Jess Notter. This is my bio. Hey man, I've got big shoes.
Ah, it's a classic. Always.
It's not even a podcast moment though. That's a Horsey and Fox.
It became one.
Moment.
It became a podcast moment. Yeah.
Eventually, slowly but surely, it became one.
That's funny.
I think I'm the one that said it.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
Yeah.
Did you say
People
it?
legitimately think that I said I have big shoes.
It's so funny.
Like, hey man, playing Skyrim playing modded Skyrim. Hey man, I've got big shoes. Just fucking laughing at himself like a wanker.
And now we have another skit. Can we find them going and just put them on Tyler and see him walk about with them?
You need big shoes. We need a
Tyler
big
has
shoe
big shoes.
skit.
we do.
That entire
Huge
week, our
shoes.
channels are just going to turn into massive shit posts.
Hey man,
What
I've
has
got
to be
big
already is a shit
shoes.
place.
Oh god, yeah, that's great.
So far for the skit ideas, we've obviously got a 4 Pillars Assemble. That's what goes there.
Avengers, yeah.
Swag 2 trailer, London Love, big shoes.
Oh, that's great.
Should it be like, I don't know, my feet got stung by bees and I've now got to permanently wear like big shoes, like.
I assumed you'd be wearing big shoes for the 4 Pillars Assemble anyway. Like you'll just have big, massive shoes, which will somehow have to obtain them, and that'll be a thing.
Well, you just go into a shop and say, what are your biggest shoes?
Can you get like big
Maybe, like,
clown
here.
shoes though?
We
Like,
need comedically sized
yeah,
shoes.
like ridiculously big. Like no one's feet are that big. Just very
Okay.
big shoes, and yeah, and then we can do the 4 Pillars Assemble and have all of us, and then Tyler can, instead of catching Mjolnir, can catch Horizon and be like 4 Pillars Assemble, and then
See what the biggest shoes
that's
you
it.
obscure are.
Yeah. It's got to be me that says it, right? Yeah, I'm the one that has to say Pillars Assemble, 4
course.
Pillars Assemble.
Yeah,
They need to be
you're the
big.
cow.
They need to be massive shoes. Right. Okay. What size have we got? Anywhere you go, all you can find is up to size 12. Unfortunately,
We need
so
big, like
we need-
comedically big
we need
shoes.
size 20 different coloured clown shoes. that
I'm gonna
we can have
Google
ribbons
it.
on the back of.
Comedically big shoes.
Big. Put in a special order for massive shoes.
Clown shoes. I guess. Yeah, there you go. Oh god, that's expensive.
How much are clown shoes?
Well, this one's £90.
Oh, that's
Fucking
not
hell.
bad.
Let's get bowling shoes instead.
Yeah, but they need to be big.
Big bowling shoes, man.
Big.
I found clown shoes for 20 quid.
Hey man, I love bowling.
Let's do 4 Pillars bowling, and then Tyler's
Pillars.
there
What
like
size
they
clown
give
shoes?
him they give him some bowling shoes, and he's like, "Hey man, I need bigger shoes."
Hey man, I need some big bowling.
Yeah, these are funny. These are big shoes.
How about we do a skit, and the skit of the big shoe skit will just be like me getting like fat shame for my
feel as if-
feet, and like everywhere we go, it's like my real world life scenarios I have to deal with. It's like when I go bowling, I have to ask for shoes, and they're like, "Sorry, we don't have shoes that are that big. You can't bowl." And it's just like my life, the struggles I have, and why I'm like a minority.
You can reply.
feel as
People
if
are staring at you, and then you call at them. You're like, "Hey man, I've got big shoes."
But we could do it that way, or what we could do is just put it in the 4 Pillars Assemble skit, where it's just showing Tyler in a very heroic position, and then it just zooms out and you see his shoe. So the shoes
really
just come
big,
into
yeah.
shot, and they're just massive. We'll have like a
That's
dance
quite funny, actually.
facing upwards, so that it looks like the shoes are the biggest part of his body, and it'll just be beautiful.
That's good. That's good.
And I feel like when I'm imagining the trailer in my head of like that moment, it's like Pillars Assemble and we charge, like it's like epic
You're
music
just gonna
playing,
fall
and
over.
then it goes to play, and but we're charging, but then I just want it to like cut away, and it's like a camera really far off in the distance, and there's no music, and it's just like 4 dudes running in a field.
And you can hear like wind against the microphone of the camera.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're just
like
like running at
Something like that.
nothing. Yeah, it's just so dumb. Yeah.
Oh,
So
God.
stupid.
I can't wait to make this. This
If
is gonna be
nobody
so
here
much
can
fun.
run, now's your time to learn.
If nobody can run.
I'm not quite sure if I can run or not.
I'm not sure if
I don't
Tyler's
think-
going to be
I
able
think
to
James
run
is
without in
legit-
big shoes.
He's legitimately run in his life.
I think it's been a while since I've had a run. I'm trying to think when the last time I ran was.
I go for a run quite often, so you know
Same.
I'm quite the sprinter.
Samesies.
I like this moment. Sorry to change the topic. I just read it from Zeek, who says in episode 57 when George tells a tale of how he broke his phone by biting it.
Oh yeah, that's a classic one.
How did you?
That's great.
He was just angry. He just bit his fucking
Playing
fucking
that,
animal.
playing the football game or the basketball game on Facebook
Yeah, I think
Messenger.
it was the basketball one, yeah, from Facebook Messenger. I was pissed off. So I was just fucking chowed down on it.
That's the
And it got
best.
cracked in my mouth, and there was like bits of glass in my mouth, and I was like, "That's fucking horrible. How am I gonna like explain this to my
So
mum?"
funny.
Just say you were hungry.
My mum, I broke my phone.
No, I just told her that I
Fucking
dropped
bit
it, and that it like smacked onto the edge of my desk. But in reality, I fucking bit the fuck out of it.
That's so funny.
I bit the fuck out of it.
You got to tell mum in like 10 years. I want. When it doesn't matter anymore
Yeah,
and she
now.
won't care.
I'm
I
gonna
wanna
tell
know
her. I'm gonna
reaction.
tell her when I see her. Like, hey, surely,
Yeah, I mean, well,
You
it's
don't
done and dusted now.
your animal son's a fucking moron, and he bit his phone.
Oh, that's funny. That's a
Imagine
good one.
biting the fuck out of it. It's just that word, that sentence, bit the fuck out of it.
Yeah, especially when it's in reference to like a phone.
Yeah.
It's a bit silly,
Magical
really.
times.
That's
Yeah,
great.
gotta like it. It's a good time.
Some people keep bringing up, this is my bayek. Hey man, I got big shoes. When this is from Esperna, or James's voice became high pitch.
When did that happen?
Thinking about it, was that when
Does he
like
mean
I
when it
sounded
became
like a
low?
printer or-
Like when my mic, my
Oh,
old
yeah, your
mic
voice
used to
became really
randomly
low.
go low.
Mine does that still. It
I
happened the other
love
day
that.
to
It
me.
happened. It happened when we were doing, because it was the first. Was it the first Kill Connor Club of the year? And my mic was really deep, and you were like, "Is something wrong with your voice?" I'm like, "Oh, I don't know. I think I'm getting cold." But I didn't know what you were hearing.
Yeah, you had a cold.
And so the podcast
Yeah,
started,
I
and
was
my
like,
voice
I
is
guess
just
you
like
got a
down
cold.
here, and I'm like, "Hey guys, and welcome back to the Kill Connor Club." And everyone was like, "There's something wrong with that."
Wait, James, is your balls dropped? No.
So funny. It's so funny listening back to that podcast.
And you
It's-
kept asking me, "Wait, how bad is it?" I'm like, "I mean, it's bad, but you said you were sick, so I was like, okay, then I guess you're sick."
Oh, it was so
No.
funny. That was great. That's good.
When the killing spiders meme,
Oh, that was good. That's
which
a
was
recent
from
one.
the
That was
last
good.
4 pillars. That was episode 90, I think. The
hell,
last
was
4
it?
pillars episode.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what that's about.
Oh, maybe it was just Ethan. When it was just Ethan, it was this year. Like, this year. Which one would have that?
Oh, it was the one where you were talking about killing spiders, and I was like, wait, I was trying to get in a word in. It sounded like you were arguing against me when you were arguing against James, and I was just trying to get a word in to clarify. When you say kill every spider with one that, were you talking about every single spider in the world is now dead, genocide? That was what I was trying to say, but it sounded like I was the pussy you were talking about.
Yeah, and then
Yeah,
you were
it was
like,
quite
"Oh
funny.
yeah, no, to kill a spider, I just gotta smack it." And then I like the animation that came with that. That was good.
Yeah, that
Oh,
animation.
yeah.
The person that animated it.
Who
that
made
was
those
great.
animations again? Who did
Oh, I
that?
remember that. That
Max, was
great.
it Max? I might be wrong here. I
Yeah,
don't
it was
wanna...
Max. Max, I need you to do more of these. I need at least 3 animations from this episode, please. And I
give
need
us
an
an
animation
animation.
of me retelling the story about me throwing up at my mate's party. I need
That'd
that
be good.
animated.
That'd
please.
be good. You don't get any money
Yeah.
from it, but
Yeah,
please just do it for us. Just do that. Go on.
I will pay you in love. You know, not
Yeah,
like James
hugs.
Charles love, like just as a friend, mutual
You're
respect.
definitely
yeah,
gay.
that sort of love. Yeah.
Someone's favourite
give us-
moment on the
Give us
Someone's
that.
favourite
Give us
moment on the podcast is Tyler calling Greg Miller a fat fuck.
That's their favourite all-time moment.
They love it
That's
so
funny.
much.
That's so fucking funny that they think that's.
That's good.
That was
So,
like the
I just
pinnacle of Kill Connor Club for them.
I just don't like him.
He's just a bit of a
Oh,
cunt.
God.
Bit of a
He's
prick.
just a bit of a
Oh,
cunt,
well.
isn't he?
Don't want to be sued, but we're good.
Yeah. No, I just don't like him. He'll be right.
Yeah, he won't care.
I mean,
He's not-
he is fat, so it's
Yeah,
fine.
he's
He
a-
wears a shirt. He
what-
wears a shirt that says Team Fat. Like I don't think I'm pushing any boundaries here.
No, I think he's quite proud of the fact.
He looks
Yeah.
so
Yeah, well,
fucking
should be.
weird.
He does. He's
Most
always.
people are
It's always like
I
he's
don't wanna-
snorted a line of coke before he does anything because he's so like that one reacts
He's just a fucking
that
Adderall.
kind of funny reacts they did where it was him and Colin. Colin is just there like he's measured. He's talking about everything, and you just like fucking Greg is like taking a drink. He's fixing his glasses. He's like changing the position how he's sitting, and he's just like he looks so agitated, like he's so ready to
Crazy.
speed through this review. Like it's so funny.
Greg Miller is crazy.
You gotta be.
Classic Greg Miller.
Another one is Ephra saying when Fizhy overslept and came late during the podcast.
Yeah, no, that was one of my favourite moments too. It's got to be the best 2 hours of Four Pillars podcast you guys experienced. So he's not doing saying weird shit.
Ethan's just really quiet today, you know?
Yeah, no, Fishy's been quite quiet, you know. I was expecting more from him. A bit disappointed. Is he even there?
Yeah, that was so great.
He's in the thumbnail. It means he's here. Don't worry. I'm just in the background, asleep.
Just
Imagine if I was on the Skype call and I was snoring. I don't know if I even snore, but imagine just like, don't worry about that. He's got a birth defect. Ignore him. He'll be fine.
That's good. What a good
one of the great memes people are talking about in the chat is Mario taking me doing the Conor McGregor walk.
Oh yes.
Every video, but it's amazing. I love it.
Oh,
It's
that's my
one of
favourite, yeah.
memes.
Is that one we like walking through chaos or something?
Yeah. Well, anything like they put me in like Odyssey, Avengers Endgame stuff. Like
Resident
all
Evil
these
2
different-
remake. That was a
when you're
good
playing
one.
that with Elva,
And
that's
instead of
amazing.
Mr. X coming through the door, it's you, and me and Elva freak out. We're like, oh no! That was great.
Oh my god! Get out!
Yeah, I've seen that. That's quite funny.
Brendan or BQ Overlord who said, other than me being myself on Clubhouse, my favorite
Brendan
parts
leaving
were the
work, yeah.
memes that came out of the podcast, like "Ring a Bell" or "This is my bike." We didn't
Ring
even
a
bring
Bell.
up William Miles' "Ring a Bell."
Does William Miles
does
ring a
the name
bell?
William Miles ring a bell.
Oh, that was good. That was a really, really good one. When
That
everyone
was
made the
also
things,
the
does
time
Jack
where
the
I
Lad
was
ring a bell? That was a good one.
That was also the time where I overslept for 2 hours. So yeah, it's the
What was
same
that?
moment.
What was that one? I don't know if it was that one or whether it was one where it was just where it was just George was a guest. There was another meme. No. There's another meme. I'm trying to think.
Alright.
I'm trying to think what it was. It was I remember. I was going to bring this up. I forgot to, when I talked about my moments. Was me, George, and Tyler. We went off on this tangent for probably like 15-20 minutes, making up these really obscure Assassin's Creed collections. With just like the stupidest fucking names. We went off on one for ages. That was brilliant. I have no idea which podcast that was or when it was in the podcast it was from, but it was brilliant.
Moment.
It was a brilliant
Brilliant
moment.
Sounds like
Well, it was after the Ezio collection. I feel like it was early 2017.
Yeah.
Like the first podcast was on in
Yeah,
2017.
must have been.
We did that.
Must have been. That's a good one. That was funny.
That was a good one. What else we got? Igor says, I love that one time you got that laser bloke on it. To get him on as a guest again.
That laser bloke. Yeah, he's pretty good. He's alright.
yeah, laser bloke.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, Tynamite. It's been a blast.
That was the moment that I was thinking of just there. Thanks for having me on lasers. It was a blast.
Oh, that's great.
Those lines
Episode
are
0.
The most
Episode 0.
iconic Kill Connor Club lines ever.
Oh yeah, thanks for having me on lasers.
It's from
It's
the
been a
original.
blast.
It's from the original.
It's from the original
Kill Connor
club.
First ever. First time we ever spoke to each other. Was that live stream?
Yeah.
There's a universe out there where
Proper
it's
voice to
blast
voice
too.
conversation. We'd obviously talked on Messenger and Twitter and whatnot.
Yeah,
but
but first time, talking like.
I remember like between that episode 0 and episode 1, like you'd added me on Facebook. Sent
I
me a
don't
message
remember
going. Yeah, you sent me a message going, "Hey man, it's James," because I couldn't tell because even though there was a picture of you, your name was fucking Michael on Facebook.
Yeah, Michael Horton. Yeah,
Horton.
fucking hell. Jesus, 2015. What a weird year.
Yeah, so weird. Yeah, Jiminy goes, oh, the Tales when you got pissed drunk at a mate's house and threw up on his floor without telling anybody. Yeah, great episode.
Yeah, that sounds like fun, to be honest. I would do that. I would do that every single time. 10 times out of 10. Just no, I'd take it a step further. I'd shit on the
You would, wouldn't you?
I don't know why I
fucking
found that so
animal.
funny.
I'm sorry.
Oh god.
I'm sorry. I just had no choice.
Jiminy also had one, but Billy already. Okay, I know I've already said one, but Billy already said mine. So the episode where he told the story of him shattering his phone by biting it. Because it annoyed him at the mobile game. Yeah, well, it's already been said too, Jiminy, you idiot. Jewelcom had another one. This was just like an hour ago. He said, "Oh yeah, on Clubhouse." Well, okay, Clubhouse doesn't count, but I guess so.
Different podcast, but okay.
Different podcast. When I roasted Tyler for not fucking as good as James because James fucks girls so hard they stick around instead of leaving the next day. That's my favorite Clubhouse moment.
I don't even remember that. What?
Yeah, no.
Was that a dual com comment? Of course it was. It has to be.
Of course it was. But also, I leave them. Let's be very clear about this.
Yeah, they text you the next day saying, Tyler, you're magical. Please come back.
Oh, dude, that did happen. Did I tell you about that?
Yeah, no, yeah, I know. That's why I said it.
That's a Clubhouse story. That's a Clubhouse story where that girl, yeah, she had a fucking boyfriend. And she's just like, yeah, I'm like, you need to... She's like trying to make out with me and fuck me. And I was like, you need to leave. Like, seriously. Like at a nightclub or whatever. And... while she was with the boy, oh my god, you're so magical, you're amazing. Like
magical,
I
love that.
Like, what the fuck? I'm magical. I'm nothing but magical. Also, first conversation I had with her, as soon as I met her, I was like, oh, that's hot chick. I'm gonna hit on her, and she was just like, oh, you know, I'm in a star sign, I'm very spiritual, and I'm like, oh, here we go. Yeah,
oh no.
Yeah. No, I knew straight away, but I was also like, I want to get laid. So it was what it was. You know, you do what you got to do, guys. You do what you got to do.
Tyler, I'm a Scorpio. What are you?
Tyler,
dude, I don't like how
you're so magical.
It really makes me really
the stars have
aligned.
aligned.
Literally
Tyler.
go up into my stomach when you talk like that.
She just comes up behind you, taps you on the shoulder, and she's like, "Oh my god, Tyler, is that you? How are you?"
Stop.
And you go, I want both of them.
Both of them.
That's another one.
That's a great story. I can't believe no one brought that up. I want both of them. But I guess that comes the ultimate honey dick. That's a story, a whole story that came out of the story, of the ultimate honey dick. What a moment. Yeah, no, but I leave them. Let's be clear. The other night I had in my new place, a friend of mine and his girl over, and she was like, Tyler, you should probably have like, I don't know how this got brought up, but she was just like, just for like girls that come over or whatever or anything like that. Maybe we should have like pads in the house.
Lovely.
Pads. And I go,
what?
Why would I do that? Like, you know, if girls on the period or whatever, you know, have
but
pads
why
in the
would
house.
you?
Well, this what I say. I go, why would I do that?
Cunt.
Yeah.
But also,
No,
but also, why would that ever be a situation that you'd be in? That makes no sense.
And that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, what do you mean? And she's like, well, if you know, girls come over or like, you know, and I'm like, if you need. Can have a stash of them at my place if you want, like for you. And she's like, no, I always bring my own. Like I don't need, you know, you'd have pads here. I'm like, then why would I have them? She goes, and she kept saying, well, you know, girls come over. I'm like, yeah, I don't want them to think this is a place to stay. You know what I mean? I thought about taking the seat off the toilet. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, yeah, it's time to leave. You know what I mean? It's thanks for coming. It's time to go.
Goodbye.
So no, yeah, goodbye.
Lovely goodbye.
You are the weakest link. But yeah, so cheers to that. No pads at this house. We'll see.
You can all hurry up and die. Goodbye.
That took a fucking turn.
You know, hurry up and just fucking die at this point, alright?
Goodbye. You need to add a goodbye.
Oliver has the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Which is community awards.
Okay, well that's not a Kill Corner Club moment at all.
No, that's just an entire fucking podcast.
Yeah, that was Jesus Christ.
Getting Colin fucking Moriarty on the podcast, which was obviously huge.
Yeah.
Big shoes, and if you're going to include Clubhouse, the ultimate honey dick for the most gripping episode to date. Yeah, that was top episode of all time. That was a good one. Yeah, very good one.
What? Is there anything else?
Just got recently a minute ago from Joyful Gamer. There's so many like This Is My Bike and Tyler's Tales and many more, but also here's an idea. How funny would it be if you got the guy who plays Connor in AC3 on your podcast? That'd be funny as fuck.
No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't be funny. It really wouldn't be funny at all.
It might be.
It'd be mundane and boring.
That was if the guy who played Connor was much like Connor.
It'd be like the game itself, mundane.
I just remember.
Dreadful.
So we're talking about Noah Watts here, aren't we?
Yeah.
So I just remember when he was streaming on Twitch once, right? He was playing Alien Isolation, and he'd named the alien Ubisoft, and he was calling it UB, and he was just hiding from. It was quite funny. It was quite comical, to be honest.
That's funny. But yeah, I just mean, basically, we're never going to have... I don't think we're ever going to really go for having these voice actor type people on. It's just not really what the podcast is anymore. It would just be the opposite, yeah. Yeah, that's just it.
Otherwise,
Like,
it's just gonna get too clogged up and all that stuff, and then suddenly people can be ragged for being on or whatever if you said something in a different episode, and then it's just a whole lot of shit that you don't want to be known for.
We don't do these interviews anymore. Like, we just want to get people on and have a laugh, talk about games, movies, TV, and talk to people as individuals. Yeah, we don't want to do these interviews anymore. Like, having Victoria on was cool and everything, but never again. Never again.
I mean,
I
whenever
don't
we
know
have
why
a
you'd
guest
ever
on for the
fucking get her
first...
on again.
No, it would be a joke if we did. The only time we do like interview stuff is like if it's the first time we've ever had the guest on and we ask them questions to kind of get to know them, because a lot of the time I might not know who they are. Like Robin Gaming, like James, I did a lot of research on him beforehand, but I didn't until it was James that knew him and was bringing him up and like we need to get him on. People kept suggesting him as a guest for a long time. I'd watched a video of his and I thought he was great, but I was genuinely like asking questions like, well, how'd you get into this? What are you into? Like, I want to know about you. I like interviewing people, but the show is about like once we kind of know them. It was like that first Colin episode. There's a lot of questions we had and a lot to get out. But that second time we had Colin on, it was a completely different episode. It was just about what we normally talk about. So
yeah, it was good. That was good. That was a really good podcast. Well, episode 99. That was a good one.
Beautiful. Both Colin episodes.
Yeah.
Tremendous episodes. You know what? All 100 of them are.
They're all good. I don't think we've never had a bad episode. They're all quality.
Aside from the time you had
one with Victor. The second Victor one was terrible. It was my least favorite episode.
Yeah, true. That was dreadful, yeah.
My least favorite episode of all time. I was like, hey, bro, you going to say something? Or
like, yeah, he was
Debbie
stoned.
down the whole
he was
episode?
stoned.
Yeah.
He was stoned.
He was also, I'm pretty sure he was also like half asleep as well. Like he was just not there. He was not with us.
When he went on Kill Connor
that's
Club.
when we did. That's when we did. Like you could pay on Patreon to be a guest on Kill Connor Club, and I was like, after that episode, I was like, we're not doing that again.
Yeah, because because we asked him questions, and he was just responding like, yeah, I don't know, like that was it. Like it was like, why are you on? Like you don't sound like you really want to be on. Why did you pay for this? It was really weird.
Maybe he didn't. He just wanted to pay you the money. Maybe he was being a nice man.
He probably did just want to pay you the money.
Could have declined it though. Like he could have, because on Patreon you can choose whether you want or don't want the reward. And
that was before like we did As Always and everything. That was why As Always was
personal Patreons.
Because I was like, dude, we can't do this anymore.
Yeah, do you know what's weird? That's how we had Nick from the Creed on the first time. It was when he had like only a couple hundred subscribers, and he was a Patreon. He was a patron on mine, and we had him on a Patreon episode of Kill Connor Club, which is weird.
That's true. Yeah, we did.
What a strange man.
Two. The first time he was on was good. Then the second time he played on my Patreon.
Yeah.
And then
what a
it was
lovely
bad.
man.
Yeah, that's
Sorry,
true.
my life.
Do we have any other? Do we have any other highlight moments that people are tweeting, or have we gone through them?
No, those are all. I've gone through all the ones. I mean, there's so many.
Great. No one sent us that Photoshop of James Charles' message saying you're a calm gamer, but you're not straight or something. I forgot what it was.
Yeah, but you're not straight. You're gay.
Yeah, no one sent us that. That's a shame.
Well, what we can do is a good old inspect element later. Anyways, I'll send you a placeholder DM, and you can just do it, or you can just go into the DMs and you have the strong iron weld up there somewhere.
Strong iron weld.
It's just that's dumb. Right? Okay, we don't talk about that.
I love strong iron welds.
That's a classic.
They get me through the day.
Well, I do. One of the moments, or one of the highlights, or one of the things that I like, I've thought about whilst going back recently and watching episodes of Kill Connor Club, is the way we used to outro the podcast, because we've been through a few of them. There's a few different outros, and one of the most memorable ones is when Tyler used to do the jingle, and then end it with Kill Connor Club at the end.
Oh God.
which was a classic. I really can't believe we used to do that, but we did.
It's crazy.
That was amazing.
I don't know how that started or why that started.
We were the whole podcast. It was a complete, like I went and found the original. Like the ending was a complete mess, and we were just talking shit. And like you had a stroke during the outro, and then you were like, make sure to check out. Yeah, you were like, make sure to check out Free Roam for Justice coming out on Justice Monday. That'll be out on Monday. And then I was like, yeah, obviously. And then you were like, oh, this is a fucking mess, isn't it? And we were just like, yeah. And then you just lost it and started doing some random jingle, and then ended up with Kill Corner Club, and then it just became a thing. Yeah.
I was like, fuck this. I'm already fucked up. Let's just steer right into it.
It was so funny.
Let's just crash it.
It's really funny. And yeah, that was how that came about. And we had that other outro then, which was me just ending it with peace, and then you saying don't say peace, and that was like a whole year of that. Peace. So fucking stupid. It's like 25 podcasts. Yeah, it's so dumb.
Don't say peace.
Don't say it. Peace. Fuck.
Oh god, it was so weird. And then we tried to make Yeah Boy a thing. That was a thing that you tried to do, where you ended with Yeah Boy. It was like 2 episodes, and we were like, nah.
It was the first thing that came to my head. And I was like, nah,
the Kill Corner Club has ended. What a magical sort of thing.
Oh, so weird.
I thought by now you'd have a decided outro, which I'd imagine you do now.
Oh, we don't. We just sort of say bye now.
It's just bye.
Just see you later, cunts. Like just sort of.
It's been a good one, boys.
Yeah, that's it. That's our outro. It's been a good one, boys.
I'm gamer, but you're not straight. Bye, boys.
You're never gamer, but you're not fucking straight.
You're not game, but you don't game.
Oh Jesus. God. Okay. What else have we got? What else we got to talk about? Yeah,
well, I want to do this just for a big part of this podcast is the MCU. Obviously, it's a major topic. And I wanted to go through. I asked you guys to bring your full rankings of the MCU, and we can talk about it. Yeah. Break down each person's rankings. Ethan, you don't watch the MCU. You're not into it, so obviously you don't.
I mean, I've seen them. I just don't have a ranking for particular. Yeah, I've seen Endgame.
You're just not into it that much, are you?
No, not as much as you guys anyway. I like it. I really do like it. I'm just not into it as much as you.
Is everyone cutting out for anyone else, or is that?
There was a moment there where everyone went stupid.
That was weird. It felt like everyone was cutting up a bit on my end. I don't know whether that was.
Yeah, what I'm saying is I really do like.
Ethan cut out for me too.
What I'm saying is I really do like the MCU, but I'm not anywhere near as into it as you guys. So yeah, it's one of them ones, unfortunately.
Okay.
I'm very into it.
I can imagine.
Yeah, it's great. It's great stuff.
Well, okay. I'm going to go through my list first, just to kind of give mine. Yeah. We can talk about my list, and you can let me know what you think, and then go from there.
We'll go worst to best to build up to it,
for sure.
Because otherwise you're going to go the wrong way.
There's 22 films. There's 22 films.
22 films.
A whole list straight away, and then we can talk about it.
Yeah, okay.
22, The Incredible Hulk. 21, Thor: The Dark World. 20, Iron Man 2. 19, Iron Man 3. 18, Doctor Strange.
This is a terrible
17,
list. I'm just
Thor.
putting that out there.
18, Ant-Man and the Wasp.
I'm in agreement.
14, Captain America: The First Avenger.
Okay.
13, Ant-Man. Avengers: Age of Ultron. 11.
I didn't even hear 11. You completely cut out for 11.
Was Black Panther.
Okay.
Now top 10. Number 10 is Thor: Ragnarok.
Yes, mate.
9, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Man. Number 7 is The Avengers. Avengers: Infinity War. Number 5, Guardians of the Galaxy. Number 4, Spider-Man: Homecoming. America: The Winter Soldier. Number 2, Captain America: Civil War. And number 1, Avengers: Endgame.
Okay. Yeah, it's a bit different from mine. That is a bit different from mine.
Was there any one that stood out the other? What the fuck was?
Iron Man 3 is one that's very low, especially below Captain Marvel.
I just watched Iron Man 3 the other day. It is not a good movie.
It is a good movie.
There's so many good elements.
Watch Captain Marvel than Iron Man 3?
Wait. What did we say is not a good movie?
I 100% would. 100% would rather watch Captain Marvel.
That's disgusting.
Iron Man 3.
I just watched Iron Man 3 literally last week because it's been a while since I watched it. And I watched it, I was like, oh man, this is a terrible movie.
What? Fuck off. It's not a terrible movie.
Yeah,
it's a good movie.
It's not good. It's really boring.
Oh, this is...
it's not a good movie.
It's all character, though. That's the thing. I love it. It's all character.
But yeah, but it's
got flaws. It's not a perfect movie. But it's,
And Patriot, yep, super good. The Mandarin, named after a fruit.
Okay.
I love it.
The Mandarin.
Great movie.
Oh Jesus Christ. Okay, right. Well,
Was there any others that stood out?
I mean, there was a bit of like weird. Like, I feel like you put the Ant-Man movies quite high, but then again, you really like Paul Rudd, so I let that one slide because I understand why.
Ant-Man was 13. Ant-Man was 13, so it's like just above Captain Marvel and Captain America: The First Avenger.
Both Ant-Man movies are really fucking low on my list.
Yeah, they're low for me, but I also do think they're quite funny. I just, yeah, I mean, it depends what you prioritize.
I'm happy to watch all of these 22 movies, though. To be fair, like it's not
the
like
Incredible Hulk. You're happy to watch the Incredible Hulk.
But like any of the other ones, I'm happy to watch. I'd be happy to watch all the Dark World or Iron Man 3 or any of them. Like it's still the MCU, and I still would have fun and enjoy it.
Yeah,
but like if I'm sitting here breaking it down, I'm like, what's good, what's bad, what's my favorite, what's not. Like Black Panther, I love. Ant-Man, I love. The first Captain America movie, I love. And they're not even in the top 10. My top 10 of the movies, like, I adore. Like, Thor, Ragnarok, Guardians, Iron Man 1. But my top 5 are, like, to me, peak. I'll give top 6 are, because Infinity War's number 6. But then it's, like, Guardians of the Galaxy, Spider-Man Homecoming, the Captain America 2, Captain America 3, Avengers Endgame, you know? Those top 6 are some of the most incredible films of our generation. So it's pretty hectic.
Okay.
Pretty hectic.
All right.
George, you want to go next?
I'll go next.
From worst to best.
Right,
Okay.
worst to best. Number 22, The Incredible Hulk. Number 21, Ant-Man and the Wasp. Number 20, Ant-Man. Number 19, For the Dark World. 18, Captain Marvel. 17, Thor. 16, Iron Man 3. 15, Captain America: The First Avenger. 14, Iron Man 2. 13, Guardians Volume 2, 12, Black Panther, 11, Doctor Strange. Now this is the top 10 MCU movies. 10, Age of Ultron, 9, Guardians Volume 1, 8, Thor Ragnarok, 7, Spider-Man Homecoming, 6, Civil War, 5, Iron Man 1, 4, Avengers 1, 3, Endgame, 2, Infinity War, and then 1, Winter Soldier.
That is a weird fucking list. You know what? That's worse than Tyler's.
I like it.
That's
Worse,
Endgame and Civil War are far too low. I'm not having that.
I liked Infinity War better than Endgame. That's my main.
I thought it was a
strange,
better paced movie. I think it was better written.
Really? But there's
the
so many
characters were handled a lot
characters,
better. Nah, I thought the characters were done
What
way
characters?
better.
Like Captain America, they got 2 lines in the movie.
More so Thor. Thor, definitely. Thor in Endgame was fucking shit. I hated him so much. Every time he spoke, I wanted to fucking
You take him
cry.
too seriously. You take him too seriously.
Look, I wouldn't have done what they did with Thor in Endgame by any means. I don't think it, but Thor is far better in Infinity War, and I hope he doesn't stay this way, because I do think that although I can understand the narrative direction they went in, then it was played off as a joke rather than actually taking it seriously. So it's sort of like, why did you bother doing this?
He didn't do anything. He just sat there, was fat, and made jokes that weren't funny, and then looked stupid. Like that was all he did.
Funny.
Some of them were funny.
It was strange. I think they played off like he's a fat drunk as a joke more than they really needed to, because even though there were some really good moments in there, like, you know, his conversation with his mother, we're just talking fucking spoilers, it's been out for ages. If you haven't seen it, you know, you should have done. You know, his conversation with his mother and stuff like that, that's all good stuff, but it almost doesn't have any weight to it, because they play a lot of Thor off as he's just a sort of a joke now, which I didn't like that. I thought that there was definitely some. I think that's my biggest gripe with Endgame, to be honest. Is just the handling of Thor. It doesn't ruin the movie for me, but I think that there's a lot more they could have done with him, and they could have taken it in a different direction. And Taika Waititi said the same. Like he wouldn't have done that with Thor.
They undid the whole character arc they had for him over the 10 years of the MCU. Like they just made him shit. Yeah, he started off as like kind of a cunt, and kind of like wasn't very worthy. And he ended up in Endgame still sort of being an unworthy. Obviously, he was still worthy for Mjolnir, but he was like a shadow of his former self. That like what they built up to in Ragnarok.
But he's
and
also
Infinity
lost
War.
in all his movies and shit. Like he's literally lost everyone. In Infinity War goes through. He's like, lost my mum, lost my dad, lost my brother, lost my best friends, lost my girl. Like he literally has no one. Like he's just a broken person, and then he failed to save the universe.
I'm not even
I think
mad.
it was.
I was fine with it. I loved Thor in Endgame. I thought he was hilarious.
I'm not mad.
I'm like, I don't. He's done everything I want him to do. Like this, I don't need to see him again just being the same fucking Thor.
Yeah, but I'm not mad at the direction of Thor being, he's overwhelmed with guilt because of what happened, and it's been 5 years that he's had to sit in that guilt of losing all of the Asgardians and losing all of his family and failing to stop Thanos and like feeling guilty over that. I'm not mad at that. I'm more mad that they played it off as a joke for most of the movie. He only gets some moments where it's serious, like you can see that this is deeply hurt Thor.
It's like a bit, but I feel like it makes a lot of sense with like humor's how. Like, if you meet a lot of people that are, like, relatively, like, they're a funny guy, a comedian, or... I have some friends that they're also the most, like, broken people I know. Like, they've gone through the hardest shit. Humor's just, like, how they deal with life, because they're not happy.
But it wasn't even that Thor was using humor, though. It was just like, look, he's fat. It's funny. Look, let's just cut to an image of Thor being fat.
So. I don't really feel like that. Yeah, I just.
That's just how it felt. I don't know. That's just how it felt to me. But to me, that doesn't bring Endgame down. I think that Endgame did so much right in terms of like the way it concluded all the stories. Because to me, Infinity War is the setup, Endgame is the event, Endgame is the movie, Endgame's the story. Like, but they needed that setup from Infinity War to have that happen. And I still love Infinity War. I think Infinity War is an incredible movie. It's one of my favorites. But Endgame for me is the story. It's this, this is what they needed to do. This is the closing of Tony's arc, of Steve's arc, of moving forward with Banner and Thor and doing stuff for so many characters, and then shifting that onto the next era of the MCU. And it just did it so well. Like, that's to me why I just think Endgame is above Infinity War, just because it feels like the event that was built up to by Infinity War. That's just sort of how I see it.
I totally agree. I totally agree with that. And I think Thor was the standout character in Infinity War to me. But I remember telling, and I said this to you at the time, I was like, I remember both George and you going, oh, Infinity War, after we saw that, like, going, Infinity War, the best movie of the MCU, just the best experience ever, what an incredible movie, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, not in my top 5.
Yeah.
Like, I said that, like, I loved the movie. I loved it, but I just didn't understand why everyone was like, it was not better than Winter Soldier. It was not better than Civil War. Like, it was a great movie, but it was just all the characters in one movie, which is awesome to see, in different scenes to each other. And they didn't all connect together. It wasn't the build-up where everyone got together. Steve and Tony didn't see each other. I was like, this isn't the movie I was waiting for.
Yeah,
James, when we did the Endgame spoilercast, I'm like, do you know what I mean now? When I said Endgame is the movie I was waiting for, not Infinity War.
I think I got it. After watching Endgame, I got it. I'm like, yeah, you know what? This is the movie. Like, this is, for me, the big movie. Whereas Infinity War, I loved it at the time. I mean, I still love it. I still absolutely love Infinity War.
I still love it too.
At the time, like, it was my favorite MCU movie. I'm like, yeah, this is it. This is the event. But to me now, I'm just like, nah, it wasn't. This was it, because of all the callbacks, all the tiny little, like, there's so many tiny little details that you wouldn't notice unless you watch it like a couple of times. Like, that they do it just felt like, yeah, this is the movie. This is so special. That,
to me, Infinity War is Empire Strikes Back, and Endgame is Return of the Jedi.
An average film at best. And yeah, Infinity War was definitely an Empire Strikes Back. It's a retarded way to look at it. So
in terms of how
Avengers movie, but yeah, cool.
I don't see that.
They lose obviously because Empire Strikes Back. No one wins at the end. Like, the good guys don't fucking win.
I guess it's similar, but the difference with the Empire Strikes Back is that it's following on from A New Hope, and the point of that movie is to give all of these characters development on their own, give them separate interlinking stories, and then they all regroup again for Return of the Jedi to take down the Empire.
I mean, that was what it was pretty much for Endgame. They all join back together again.
I mean, to me, Guardians of the Galaxy 2 was more Empire Strikes Back, really, than I don't think the structure of Infinity War was very similar to Empire Strikes Back.
I think it's a terrible example both ways, other than just.
I think Guardians 2. I'm pretty sure James Gunn said he based a lot of where he went with Guardians 2 off of Empire Strikes Back. I'm pretty sure that's a thing.
You mean more James than the Infinity War thing. The only link I really see is bad guys win at the end, I guess. But like, this hope at the end of Empire Strikes Back, Infinity War just ends as like, yeah, we all lost. And also better movies than Star Wars. But yeah, anyway, yeah, significantly better. to me. I think I would rather watch Endgame than any Star Wars movie.
Oh,
Oh,
I
yeah,
agree.
definitely.
I agree. The
Definitely,
MCU is my favorite
definitely.
franchise of all time. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Mine's probably
Well,
still
as much as I
Legends,
love
but
Star
yeah,
Wars,
yeah,
Endgame was
cool.
pretty fucking spectacular. So there's no way
Yeah.
around.
Yeah,
It was,
And even
it
I
was
can
great.
say that I'm not that arsed by the MCU, and I still fucking love it. I just don't talk
Yeah.
about it very much for whatever reason.
you really don't. I don't know why.
I just-
you need
because-
to get more into it.
Because I'm just more
Into
capable
like
of thinking
Assassin's Creed,
about
can't you
shit.
pretend to like?
Yeah, I'm more critical of shit stuff than I am positive towards these things. Because when they're like as good as this is, I'm just gonna leave it to better minds than me to nitpick these and enjoy them more than me. I just enjoy them as for a bit of fun. That's all it is for me. I don't go
Yeah.
in with the intention of I'm gonna have to talk about this in depth. I go in with let's just have some fun. There you go.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
It's a fun time.
Well, George, I do appreciate with your list putting Winter Soldier at the top. That's a bold
Yeah, I love
move,
Winter
but
Soldier.
also
Winter Soldier's a
yeah,
very
it
good
is-
movie. You could argue that being the best. I think that's all that matters is you could make an argument for Winter Soldier being the best.
Totally understand. It's
I
my
really
top
like
three.
Winter Soldier
My
as
top
well.
three are Winter Soldier, Civil War, Endgame. Those are my top three, and they're so much higher
Yeah,
than any
I've
of the
had
up
some-
there. They're in a league of their own.
I've had some switching around with my top ones. It's been tough to come up with it, but I think I've got a solid list here. Let me just let me get this
here
up.
we
Let's
go.
go through it. Okay, so 22, The Incredible Hulk. 21, Thor: The Dark World.
It's the
20
only one we've all had that the same. 20.
Yeah, it's because it's shit. 20, Captain Marvel. 19, Ant-Man and the Wasp. 18, Ant-Man. 17, Thor. 16, Iron Man 2. 15, Iron Man 3. 14, Doctor Strange. 13, Avengers Age of Ultron. 12, Black Panther. 11, Captain America the First Avenger. 10, Iron Man. 9, The Avengers. 8, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. 7, Thor Ragnarok. 6, Guardians of the Galaxy 1. 5, Spider-Man Homecoming. 4, Captain America the Winter Soldier. 3, Avengers Infinity War. 2, Captain America Civil War. And 1, Avengers Endgame.
Yeah, that's a good list.
I love
It's a
your
good top
list.
5. It's a good top. It's a good top 10. Top 10 solid
I feel like we've all had
Yeah,
very
I
similar
agree.
top 10s.
orders, but I feel like our top 10 are all the same movies.
Yeah, I think so.
In different
Yeah.
orders, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
No, George put Age of Ultron as top 10.
Oh yeah, I quite
Ultron at
like
the
Age
top
of
10?
Ultron.
I do
One
quite
reason
like it.
why I really like Age of
it.
Ultron.
I like
so-
it too, but like
Yeah,
Age of Ultron.
I think that's the
Who
thing. We
doesn't?
all we all like all of these movies, so sometimes it's a little bit difficult. Because yeah, Age of Ultron. I remember rewatching it for Endgame. I noticed how much better it is than I thought it was. Like the movie where it lacks in maybe Ultron being a villain and some action moments and stuff. Like I mean, although the final battle is great, the character moments in Age of Ultron are so fucking good. Like I mean, the after party scene is one of the best scenes in the MCU, where they're all trying to lift Mjolnir and they're all just having a good time. Like that is a fucking brilliant scene. But there's so many other scenes as well, just where characters interacting. Like I noticed in that movie, 99% of the dialogue, like a lot of the dialogue, is all really fucking important to character development, to story arcs. It's really, really good stuff. It's just the movie. I don't think it's not as big as Infinity War, and it's not as because we've already had the Avengers at this point. It's not as big of a spectacle as Avengers or Infinity War was. It's just sort of like this is an Avengers story. So I think that's probably why it gets a little bit lower than most movies, but it has so many good character moments, and that's what the MCU does so well, is character stuff. That's even when you've got bad movies, like, you know, an Iron Man 2, or, I mean, I like Iron Man 3, but an Iron Man 3, for example, the character stuff is always really, really strong.
Yeah.
Which is what they do well.
Plot, like the difference. I look at the differences for the general. It's a general audience thing as well. Is a good way for me to look at it as a fan, because sometimes they all blur together and it's just one story, like the whole MCU. So I can kind of forget to really deeply analyze them, and even just showing my parents the MCU a few months ago, I made them watch Age of Ultron. We were up to Age of Ultron, and my parents both thought it was boring. They like the characters and everything, but the story's boring. And I showed them Civil War. And they're like, oh, this has an awesome story. In terms of, like, real plot, storylines where there's tension, there's twists and turns. Like, Age of Ultron's just, here's the bad guy, they go back and forth between trying to get the bad guy, losing, getting a step back, this plot point gets added, they go to beat the bad guy. The big battle at the end, and that's it. Lots of action. and then
it's not a good,
like,
it's not a good narrative, yeah.
Well, when you have all those character moments, you get the introduction of Black Panther and Spider-Man. It's incredible, and the great showdown at the end between everyone. But there's a real like deep twist and turn story of like this tension build of like, well, is Bucky bad? Is he the one that did it? Who's behind this? Who's this guy that's like twisting everyone's, and like what's his plan? And you don't really know what's going to happen next, and you're trying to, it makes you think, and then the character moments actually have real depth and impact with Tony's parents and things like that. Like, it's just that Civil War has an amazing narrative, not just good character moments. Yeah. And that's the difference. Like, it has a real interesting narrative to watch.
Yeah, I think it's difficult because you've got to look at it. It's difficult to look at it from the point of view of if you're not super invested in the MCU, a lot of the character moments in Age of Ultron are going to go over your head. Like, they're not going to be impactful. They're not going to matter a whole lot because they're more important to their character arcs over the MCU, not over the course of Age of Ultron. And the main story for Age of Ultron itself isn't that interesting. It's just sort of a thing that happens so that we can get an Avengers movie and give these characters character development. That's a lot of what comes from the MCU, though. A lot of these movies seem to just be because you need to progress the MCU. Like the narratives almost suffer in some of these movies because those movies are purely there for development in the overall MCU, whether it be overarching narrative or character arcs and stuff. And sometimes the main narrative suffers a little bit because of it. So I suppose it depends. It'd be interesting to try and make a list of when you look at it as critically as you can, what are actually the best MCU movies in terms of, their structure, their pacing, the way the narrative's written, all those things.
I think the Winter Soldier is probably what would tier to the top, if I'm going to be honest.
That probably makes sense, yeah. I probably agree.
Probably the best written,
it's just a solid,
MCU film of all time.
Beginning to end, one story. It fills you in on backstory that you might need. You don't need to have watched the first Captain America really to watch Winter Soldier, and you don't need to watch any more after it. It sort of just feels like one solid story. Yeah. That's probably true.
Yeah, that's why I understand when someone's like, Winter Soldier's the best one. I'm like, yep.
Makes sense.
Winter Soldier as a movie on its own is a fucking fantastic movie.
Yeah,
it's easily the best movie in the MCU because if you look at it just on its own, it just is. Yeah, how it's written, the characters,
it is just is. Yeah,
fight scenes.
I think critically, when you're looking at it almost objectively, it probably is the best movie. It's not my favorite, but I think it probably is the best movie they've made in the MCU.
Really fucking good.
Yeah. Makes
sense.
Just
Endgame having so many like homages to that, like that elevator scene, and
that was so great.
It has some of the best action, and of course it has the best character as well, Captain America. So of course there's that as well.
Good old Cap.
Speaking of the MCU, Spider-Man: Far From Home is coming out soon.
Oh yeah,
we finally got a trailer, and also too much marketing. For example. Awesome, and I love the way they did like Endgame spoilers ahead, so if you haven't seen Endgame, don't watch the trailer, and we'll talk about it, we'll break it down. But I'm annoyed with the marketing.
Okay.
Moment I didn't like, which was MJ going, "Oh, you're Spider-Man" to Peter. She figures out, and then there's been marketing points with scenes where.
Is it? It's not going to be a line.
I don't think it's going to be a line in the film either. I think they edited that together for the trailer.
It's just been edited to make it seem like.
But have you not seen? Which I would have thought at first, but have you not seen the trailer bits they put out, like clips they put out?
I haven't watched
MJ in a room with. Okay, so there's a clip they put out on Twitter like 2 days ago with MJ and Spider-Man in the suit, but in the noir suit, like the black suit.
Right.
Hotel room in Venice or wherever they are, and Peter's friend walks in and he goes, "What the hell?" And he goes, "Oh, MJ knows." And MJ goes, "Yeah. Oh no, I told MJ." And she goes, "Oh no, I figured it out."
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, okay, why have they just revealed that as well in the trailer? That's weird.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
and it's weird that she knows. Like, there's no way. Yeah,
I thought it was them cutting it differently. So she go, "Oh, you're Spider-Man," and after it, she's like, "Of course you fucking know. I mean, look at you, obviously not Spider-Man."
But no, she does know.
That's what I thought at first, but it wasn't until that clip that I was like, "What?" Unless they've like literally filmed bits for clips of trailers for a joke, and that's not actually happening in the movie at all.
That's got to be a joke, because that would just be horrific. There's got to be some form of power behind that sort of moment.
This is
They
the
can't
worst
just drop
marketing I've
it.
seen.
What do you
That's
guys think about
really weird,
Mysterio
yeah.
being from an alternate, the multiverse?
I think it's a
he's
lie,
lying.
probably.
He's
I think he's
lying.
definitely
for sure.
lying. I think he's definitely.
Oh, thing is though, right?
That's
This
his
is
character.
there's an interesting point here though that Kevin Feige said that's Mysterio. They plan for Mysterio to show up in more movies, not just this one. Like he's not going to be just a villain in this movie or just a character in this movie. Sorry, he's going to be.
Six.
He's going to show up in the
Sinister
future,
Six.
yeah. Which I believe they're definitely saying up the Sinister Six. They've done
They've wanted
Vulture,
to
they've
do
got
Sinister
Scorpion,
Six
now they've got
for fucking,
Mysterio.
like-
Yeah,
They've wanted to do
He
it since
tweeted
Tobey
this clip
Maguire's
from Far
fucking
From Home.
movies.
they're definitely doing the Sinister Six at some point.
So they're going to go through all of them. And
I want to put that up on
Seems
the.
good.
Spider-Man.
That's like 6 individual Spider-Man movies.
Well, not necessarily because
Spider-Man
they did 2. They already did 2,
They
didn't they?
set
They
up
got
Scorpion, didn't
Scorpion
they?
already exists. Vulture's there. I mean, I guess they could do Shocker if they wanted to, but I don't think they're going to include him in the Sinister Six.
Rhino.
Does Rhino exist?
Yeah, I think so.
Rhino doesn't
Depends on-
exist in the MCU, no, but I think at some point
You think
they'll
they'll do
introduce
Rhino?
him.
Who do you?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a
They'll
question
see.
then. Who do you think the Sinister Six will be in the MCU? Because we've already got Vulture, Scorpion, and Mysterio. Who are the other 3?
Green
Doc
Goblin,
Ock.
right?
Do you think they'll do big ones like Doc Ock, Green Goblin?
Green Goblin?
No.
I don't know about Doc Ock though.
I think
they'll
because they did
do-
him in Spider-Man.
I mean,
2
a
already,
good
don't they?
way, a good way you could do Doctor Octopus in this is like, finding a scientist that Peter kind of fills the void of Tony.
It's.
So you
I
could
feel
do.
like
For
that's
him?
what they're doing with Mysterio, though. It looks like he's like Peter's
I feel like
trying
he's
to
gonna be a bit
put
more of
put some faith in
Yeah,
him
okay.
because they have that little conversation, and it looks like Peter's trying to like almost like he's becoming a mentor. But then I reckon end of the movie it'll be like, oh, it's all flipped. No, he's actually a villain, and then Peter will learn
Yeah,
to
it's
just
like-
trust in himself.
Yeah,
And it'll be like, yeah, I don't need
Yeah,
to look
yeah,
up to
true.
anyone. I've got to be that person that other people look up to. He's got to
exactly.
be
So
that.
he had
that
that
figure
with
for
Iron Man.
others.
That was his
Yeah.
mentor. Now he doesn't need a mentor anymore. Because
Yeah.
I mean, after fucking Infinity War and after Endgame, I mean, he's been through some shit. He doesn't need a mentor.
No, yeah, he's got to develop into being, Spider-Man. This,
The
guy
heroic,
that's doing
everyone's
his own
favourite
thing.
superhero.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then
James, I just retweeted that clip,
That'll
by
be
the way.
okay.
Oh, let's have a look, shall we?
So
let's
go on,
have a
check.
let's have a big up watch.
Let's
we
have a
must
big
see.
watch.
I'm trying to
Have a
figure out
look
where it
here.
is.
6 seconds.
Oh my fucking god!
Oh, yeah,
right, okay.
okay.
Yeah, okay, that was horrific.
She knows. I told her.
So she
Hey,
just
cousin,
knows.
I figured it out.
Oh,
And we
fuck.
know before the movie, it's
Oh,
not even a
that's-
movie moment.
That's
Yeah.
so dumb. Why did they do that?
Why is that a thing? Why is that?
Because then you can promote Zendaya in the movie. That's
Zendaya,
how. She's
yeah.
important.
Yeah. Ah, wow. Do you think she's going to
whatever
be
the fuck
really,
her name
really
is.
long term, or do you think she's going to die at some? I think she's got to die at some point.
I
right?
want her to die.
I think she's
I
lying.
don't-
I want her
I
to
want
die.
her to die.
I don't like her character.
I'm just
I don't
rooting for
like
your
her
death,
character.
you obnoxious prick.
I want a traditional Spider-Man characters. I don't want these random
Well-
different takes. I hate it so much.
I
Just
don't-
fucking give me
Here
I
we
don't-
go.
I
Here we
can
go.
see-
Want
I
the
can
same
see
movie we've
both-
already seen 4 times.
I can
Turn
see
it up.
both sides
I
of
can't
the
hear
story.
you,
To be
George.
honest
Turn
with
your
you.
mic up, mate.
Look, you can make the plot different by using the same characters. You don't have to make Zendaya fucking MJ. Like that's a bit like just fuck off.
I suppose
I've
at
said
first,
this since Homecoming.
At first, I did agree, like the fact they just like completely changed Flash Thompson. But honestly, I've come to prefer it because it's not just like a Sam Raimi or The Amazing Spider-Man where they're retelling a comic story. They're creating their own universe. They're like, this is our Spider-Man. This is our Spider-Man universe that takes characters the same way like the Ultimate Universe is different from the Amazing Universe, and you've got other universes. They're all different takes. The MCU is like, we're not going to just adapt a comic story. This is our story. This is our universe. This is our Spider-Man with characters you might recognize, but things are different. This is a different universe, and that's what they've
I like
always
the
done in
different
the
takes, sort of
MCU.
deal.
But it's nice to get those callbacks to the comics and to do references and things like in Endgame where you've got Steve using Mjolnir. You've got I don't know. There's other things they've done. I can't think off the top of my head, but it's nice to have those moments. But it's also nice when they tell their own stories and create their own universe. And so I actually think I prefer what they're doing with Spider-Man.
I just don't want Zendaya to be MJ. That's
I'm also not a huge fan of her character, to be honest. She does annoy me.
like,
a
they
little
can
bit.
tell whatever stories they want. It doesn't bother me. But just at least
She
make
wasn't
the
that
characters
consequent-
somewhat recognizable.
she wasn't that consequential in Homecoming, so I'm gonna wait to see if I like her.
Yeah.
We'll wait and see because
I'm not
she's a way
completely-
bigger part in this movie than the last one. So
Yeah.
I'm waiting to see this movie first.
I wasn't
Before
completely-
I
I'm a
do
reserve
Homecoming.
judgment as well.
Yeah, I wasn't completely turned off her in Homecoming, but every line she did have was a bit annoying. It was like 80% of her dialogue was a bit irritating.
80% of her dialogue was shit jokes.
Yeah.
So
I'm more interested
you
to
know,
see how they do Harry in a future Spider-Man.
Do you think
like
they
in the
will?
third movie?
Do you think they will do Harry?
How can you not? You can't not have Harry in
Harry
Spider-Man.
Well, you
Osborn.
can't not have Mary Jane, but apparently you can not have Mary Jane, and
Yeah.
you can have
Apparently you
true,
cannot
you can have-
True.
have-
I mean,
you can have Zendaya.
Sony did a Venom story without Spider-Man in it, so anything's possible at this point.
What if the post-credit
To you,
scene
though.
is Tom Hardy showing up,
And, he goes,
and that's it? He pulls
We
his
are
hood
Venom.
down, and it's Tom Hardy, and it's like, oh no, oh no.
And you can hear Amy Pascal's like echoing laughter. In
Oh,
the
it
back.
cuts to black, and you hear her laughter. It's like the Rise of the Skywalker trailer. Instead
Yeah,
of
it's like that.
Palpatine,
Amy Pascal.
it's
coming
Amy
back for more.
Pascal. Yeah. Oh Jesus.
There's an alarming a lot of thought to that.
Ozzy said in the chat, Harry exists in the MCU already, right? No, he doesn't. Not that we know of, anyways. I don't think Oscorp even
Miles
exists. Yeah, Miles does.
Miles
Miles
does.
exists, which is cool. That's nice.
Does he?
Donald Glover's.
Yeah,
Donald
that's
Glover's
his uncle.
Yeah, Donald Glover's nephew.
So that's gonna happen.
Not
at
his
some point.
real nephew, but Donald Glover's character in the
So it's-
movie.
Oh, they're
So
definitely
they're
gonna do.
So there's gonna be another full cycle in which, probably in the cycle after or something like that. If they're still doing them, that's when that'll start.
They'll
Doing
still
shit,
be
won't
doing
it?
them.
Peter will pretty
reckon-
much be Iron Man for
10 years
4
time.
miles.
Yeah, 10 years time, maybe a little bit longer.
15.
15 years time, because I reckon they want to get a lot of mileage out of Tom Holland as Peter Parker. Like, you can't
They
just
will.
get rid of him. But I reckon, yeah, he'll be the mentor to Miles. Maybe he'll die. Miles will take over properly as the main
You
Spider-Man.
don't think he'd be the mentor to Morgan?
No.
No, I don't think he will. I think that'll be Happy.
I don't even know what they're going to do with Morgan. Like, are they going to
Happy's just
actually
gonna
have
be
her
like-
show up
You
in
have
movies?
to. Yeah, but no,
I
I
want
think you
them
have
to.
to, like, long term in the sense of, like, not for a long time, right? Like, but when they're ready and you're like, well, we need Iron Man again. Do we recast new Tony Stark? Do we have a new Tony Stark and just recast the character? Or
They
do you
won't
just
do that.
man a girl, but it's Tony Stark's daughter?
Do that. Yeah, do
Well, they
that.
might be doing like Young Avengers
So-
sort of, because they're setting up a Hawkeye. Like his
His
daughter,
daughter,
going to train
yeah.
her.
You've
and
also
shit.
got Cassie. That's the reason they
Yeah.
did the time jump, so she's a little bit older.
I
So
have
she
one
can
question.
be, superhero.
No, I have one question. You know the time jump in Endgame in which at the end they sort of fix everything, bring everyone back, and they all jump through portals and scrap it. Does that mean everything continues point, or do they put everyone back in the times they came from, or what? What's
Stays
going
in
on?
It all
2024.
continues, yeah. 2023. But yeah,
I thought it was
Oh.
2024.
no, it's
Okay,
23.
so
Oh no, it is. Yeah.
so everything's kicked off, and now suddenly it's like nothing happened, but there's been a 5-year time jump.
Well, everything
for
still
some
happens.
people-
Everything
for the
still happens,
people
it
that
depends.
survive-
5 years
who've-
since 2018. Yeah.
Yeah. For the people that survived the snap, they've aged 5 years. But for everyone that got snapped, they come back into the same age as they
They've
were in
just skipped
2018.
over, yeah.
Okay.
So the whole of Peter's class probably got snapped because
So
they're all
it's
the
like-
same age.
Well, it's not everyone. It's probably just his mates. It's just a bit of a coincidence.
Yeah.
Like his class
Everyone
is made
important
up
to the movie
Yeah.
was snapped. Yeah.
Yeah. Like you got Flash and
Okay, yeah,
Betty
now that-
and Zendaya's character MJ.
And
Well,
their
that's
teacher.
gonna hurt my head a little bit,
And
but
Ned.
fair enough.
But yeah, I mean,
So,
I like.
here's a question. The real important question about the MCU that's come out recently is apparently one of the MCU heroes is going to come out as a homosexual. And that's
Whoa!
really important, guys.
It's a male.
Jesus
Ant-Man.
crazy!
Already
I've said.
existing male character. It's got to be Black Panther. They get like
No.
multipliers if he's black and gay.
He's
No,
he's
got-
straight. We
got
already
bitches.
know.
He's already,
He has
got
that
bitches,
girlfriend.
bro.
Oh,
Who do
sorry,
you think's
can't
going to
be.
be the? Who do you think's going to be the?
Bucky? No, he's been with women. Can't be Bucky.
Falcon. Nah.
Falcon? Could be
he's
Falcon.
Captain America now. It can't happen. No, he's Captain America now. They're not doing
Maybe he has like an old man realization before it plops off. You know, it's like, oh, fuck,
It's
I'm
Steve.
gay. Dies.
It's Steve.
that.
No, it was Tony.
Oh.
They don't have to deal with
There's
it
no-
then. They're like, nah, it was
There's nothing.
Tony.
Hey guys, there's nothing wrong with being gay at all. It's awesome. But
Ned.
also
What if it's just Ned?
gay.
Peter's friend. There's been no evidence
What
of
if
him
it's
being
not Ned?
straight.
They said it was a superhero though. They said it was a superhero.
Oh, this is a superhero, so it's a main character. Who? It can't be any. They all have love interests.
Phil Coulson.
Phil Coulson, yeah. No, he
Fury?
likes May. Nick Fury.
Imagine that.
It could be.
That's not me.
No,
They
it's
said
not.
superhero though.
Captain Marvel. I don't know. I'm just saying it might not be a male.
It's also
Yeah,
it's
but she'd be
also
the best
Shuri.
option. She would love that shit. She would love that
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
To be fair,
It would also make sense as well.
No, she'd get lynched for not actually being lesbian. and
Oh
playing
yeah.
I was about to say, Brie
That's
Larson would
the-
turn lesbian just to pull it off.
That's,
to be honest.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
funny thing though. I actually haven't seen Captain Marvel because I just can't bring myself to go watch a film when I know that the actress talks so much shit. Is it good? And I'll consider whether or not I want
alright.
to actually see it.
I thought I quite enjoyed it.
I just couldn't bring myself to do it. I was like, I have no interest.
It's a very fine movie. Like it's
Apparently
very
the
just
film isn't for
it's
me,
just
so
it's just
I'll go.
good, I think.
Okay, well, I'm not missing out anything there.
Yeah.
then.
Were it
Missing out a
not
little
were
bit.
it not
Strange
part
is
of the
banging Rachel
MCU, it'd
McAdams.
be
It can't be
average.
Doctor Strange.
Yeah, it's not Doctor Strange.
Can't be Doctor Strange.
What if it's like Drax?
God damn it.
Nah, Drax had a wife and kids.
Yeah, what if he just turns gay?
killed by
Sorry, the
Rodent.
thought of Drax turning gay.
Thor?
just a bit
Groot.
random.
Groot.
Groot.
Oh,
Groot is
God.
gonna be gay.
It can't be Thor because he had a thing for Jane Foster for some reason.
Probably
She's
why he
Natalie
turned gay.
Portman.
Well, he has been through a lot. He's been through a lot, you know. Maybe.
Turns gay.
Maybe he turns gay. I mean, they made him
Maybe
fat and an
it's-
idiot, so maybe they'll
As Guardians
Maybe
of the
it's
Galaxy.
Thor's Rockman friend.
Korg.
Yeah, that's his name.
Korg's gay. that'd be one hell of a power move for the LGBT community. Korg from the MCU is gay.
Imagine,
like
imagine
this
him
big
coming
rock
out on
man.
screen.
That's
Hey,
so
mate, I'm gay.
brave. Oh
Yeah.
god. Loki?
No.
So it can't. Yeah, I was about to say it could be Loki.
Loki's
No.
pretty much
Loki.
gay already, let's be honest.
Looks
Loki's
like he
just a
sucked some
very...
dick. Loki looks
Loki's-
like he sucked some dick in his
He's
tongue.
pretty flamboyant, isn't he? I reckon he'd be bi though. I don't
They
think he'd be gay.
confirmed
Like
that
he's too.
100% alive and safe and sound in
Yeah.
his own universe with the Tesseract.
Different Loki though. He doesn't have any of the memories from Ragnarok and
Yeah,
No,
of
he
course,
doesn't.
yeah.
He's
So he's gonna
literally
kill
just
just
up
from
until
Avengers.
Avengers.
Yeah. That'll be his
Is he gonna
show
kill
though, right?
But he's
Oh,
got the Tesseract.
no, but I think they've confirmed. Well, that'll be interesting. They've confirmed as well, I believe, that the Bucky and Falcon show is set after Endgame.
Mm.
I think they've confirmed that, so that means we're going to be getting a show
Awesome.
where Sam is
Awesome.
Captain America.
that-
That'll be great.
Yeah,
Captain
well, I think it'll
Falcon.
develop into that. I reckon it'll develop into that as opposed to just kicking off. And
Yeah. I reckon that'll be
War
the
Machine's
point
gay?
of it.
worthy. No, the shield will be.
War Machine could be gay.
Yeah, people
Oh.
are saying that it could be War Machine. I mean, he's had no love interest, and he's
It would make some sense.
Wasn't he like with some women though? No.
He was telling
That's
them
also
a
like,
joke.
and same with Sam Wilson. He was when Nat showed up. He's like, how you doing, like sort of thing. So I don't know. He's been
Wait,
alluded to being
if it's-
straight, but you can't assume that he might be gay.
if it's Rhodey, he'll be black, disabled, and
Oh,
get.
They're
yes.
doing the trifecta, guys.
What if it?
'Cause he's
Oh,
got
done.
multiplier.
He's
What
like
if-
paraplegic.
what if it was Thanos? Because
Thought
he
of
never he had a bunch of fake
Doof.
kids. He never had real biological kids, did he?
Yes.
That's
Imagine
it. It's Thanos.
Yes,
Thanos
yes.
is gay.
Thanos
Tony
likes
Tony
the
Yeah, the
brand.
whole
straight
time.
out of him.
The Avengers is a bunch of Nazis that are just trying to attack the LGBTQ plus community.
So one way to look at it.
Oh, this is so silly. Do we know it's an existing character or is it a new
Probably
character?
is. They'll probably
Yeah,
want
well,
to be.
I shouldn't have brought this up. This is a terrible conversation.
Yeah, I
From what
really
I've
do.
heard,
Like,
it's
this
an
is all
interesting
just
character.
this is all just memes. We're all just talking absolute shit. Who cares who's gay? It doesn't fucking matter. They'll
To
still
be
be
honest,
they'll still be
really
the same character. They'll just be gay for some reason. So
They'll just want a bit of
whatever.
love.
You know, it's,
No,
honestly, look,
I
look,
don't like it. You can't be gay. They can't be gay.
they can't be gay. Look, honestly,
not-
I
it's
just
not
I
allowed.
just think what they should have done is if you're gonna have a character be gay, do it from day one. Otherwise, there's always gonna be those discrepancies of like, it's just
I mean, if you
like
don't
why.
establish it,
Why make an existing character gay? Why not make a new character and be like writing it from stuff? Because it does affect who you are. Like it's not like it doesn't affect you as a person.
No, it
doesn't
doesn't.
change you at all.
That's ridiculous thing to say. That's a homophobic thing
Okay,
to
I'm
say.
sorry, Tyler. I'm sorry, Tyler. You're right.
I
You're
think,
right. It
it's
doesn't.
2018,
Fine.
alright. No,
provided
it's
you
not
don't
2018,
change
it's
it.
2019. Shit, I
It's
forgot
like-
what year it was then.
It's like when they made when J.K. Rowling's like Dumbledore's gay. It's like But he's
Fair enough.
But he's
Fair
not.
enough. Who
He's
cares?
not, is he? He's not gay, is he? Though.
Yeah,
I
he's
just
not
thought fair
gay.
enough. Who
He's not
cares? To
gay.
be honest, but I don't think he was. But fair enough.
Have you seen that apparently
Rolling's an idiot, so who cares what she says?
Yeah, who fucking
one of the new
cares?
superheroes that are going to be in Phase 4 is Shang-Chi?
I've
Who?
heard that.
Oh, is that
Shang-Chi.
confirmed?
I've heard that.
People
No, not
people are
confirmed.
saying that it could be very, very possible.
Not
Phase
confirmed.
That's
4
fine, though.
have him in it.
That's pretty interesting, though.
Definitely not confirmed. No, it'll be confirmed at Comic-Con or
That'd be interesting.
it's
They
Comic-Con,
should
isn't
do that. They should definitely do that. Actually,
Namor as well. People are saying that Namor might have some bits to do in
people
Black
keep
Panther
saying that
movies.
simply because Okoye was like, "Oh, there's been a tsunami," and everyone's like, "Oh, it means it's a superhero because tsunamis don't happen naturally."
Fucking hell, your mic. Bench
Sorry.
went-
Sorry, I
Just
shook.
like
I
that.
shook
Sorry.
my mic. I shook my mic. Yeah, I don't know why everyone thinks that just because there was a tsunami, that must mean that there is a superhero causing it.
Because why else would she mention around a tsunami? For no
Because there
reason.
was
It adds
one. There
nothing.
was a tsunami.
But it adds nothing to the story.
But it doesn't need to.
Like she's literally just saying, "Oh,
Because they're all
That's
saying
tsunami.
things that have happened, though. They're all like, oh, bloody stuff's all happening all over the galaxy, and there was a tsunami here, and then the other person's like, yeah, bloody Hawkeye's killing all the Japanese people. He's got a vendetta against Asians because his family died.
I think
It's
he was
crazy.
just killing the Yakuza because he happened to be
Nah,
in
yeah,
Japan."
he was going around all the world, wasn't he? Killing just criminals.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was quite cool to see him as Ronin though.
it was cool. He's actually really fucking cool.
He's
like
really
Hawkeye.
good in Endgame. He's really good in Endgame.
He's actually good in every movie. It's just no one gives him any credit.
No, he's especially good in Age of Ultron as well.
Yeah, he's great in Age of Ultron. I love that conversation he has with Wanda when
Yeah.
they're in Sokovia and the
Yeah.
house is getting attacked. And he's like, if you step out those doors, you're
I
an
got a
Avenger.
bow and an arrow.
That's great. Yeah, nothing makes sense anymore. Yeah, it's great.
It is
Hawkeye's a
great fucking
good
scene.
bloke. His show will be good. That'll be fun.
I think it will be very good.
Doing
only-
a Hawkeye show.
Yeah,
I should
yeah,
do.
yeah.
Well, fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh fuck
Neither
yeah, I
do I.
love Clint.
I reckon it'll be
fucking
based
love
around
Clint.
him teaching his daughter how to
Yeah.
take the mantle of Hawkeye.
That'll be it. It'll be him and his
I'm
daughter.
ex-
That'll be really, really good.
I'm
If they
very
do that
excited.
well, it could be
I'm
great.
very
Like God of
excited.
War-esque type thing. Could be fun. Could be fun.
I'm very excited.
The only
That's awesome.
show I'm not excited for is WandaVision. Not looking forward to
God
seeing
damn
Scarlet
it.
Witch and Vision set before. Like it's not even set after Endgame. I mean, we don't. I mean, unless they bring Vision back, it's not set after Endgame. So it's just, what's the fucking point? Like,
Yeah, no.
I don't care about this.
I heard someone goes, it's gonna be set in the 1950s. I'm like, wait. what are you
Apparently,
talking about?
yeah. Apparently it is. How? Who knows?
What's
How
set in
did
the
that happen?
1950s?
What WandaVision, the
That makes
Wanda
no
and
sense.
Division TV show. Yeah, don't know.
Why is it called that? I'm sorry.
I don't know. It's a horrible name. WandaVision. That's a horrible name.
Y-
It's just their
yeah.
names put together without an and.
Isn't
It's-
that something that
WandaVision.
people do?
I don't
Just
know.
go,
WandaVision.
let's put two names together and go, oh, they're gonna fuck. Yeah, that's should-
WandaVision.
WandaVision. Can't wait for it. It's gonna be amazing.
It sounds like some bootleg shitty band, doesn't it?
It does a bit, doesn't it? Yeah, not looking forward to that one, but all the rest. Looking forward to the Loki one. Some Bucky and Falcon. That'll be great. Bloody. I mean, Loki as well. I'm looking forward to it more because it's just Loki, seeing him doing stuff. But it is also pointless because it's set in a different universe just after the events of Avengers. So, like, what's the fucking point?
We'll just be
A
getting
We've had a lot of great movies in the MCU, and the way it's been structured, and individual movies, then an Avengers movie that culminates it. It's very different now, and I have my reservations and concerns just of it getting a bit convoluted and confusing and a bit too big for its own good. When you're going to a Phase 4 with all these new heroes, all these new movies you're adding, that's one thing. But now you're doing TV shows that are now part of it.
Yeah, and they're
It's a lot.
directly
It's a
connected to
lot.
movies as well. Like they've confirmed they're not just. It's not like the Netflix shows or Agents of Shield where they're pretty separate. It's like they're directly consequential to each other. So like they're essentially movies,
It's a
but they're
lot of
TV
stuff.
shows instead.
They're like MCU movie level in terms of production quality as well.
Yeah, exactly. So it's
Directly handled by
what you want.
Disney.
how is that going to affect their structure? Like, I mean, for us, like, we're all big fans, so it doesn't matter. We'll watch all these shows that are going to be on Disney Plus, and so we'll be caught up when the next team up movie comes out, and you know, when you get Bucky and Falcon in that from their show. So it'll be fine for us. But how is that going to affect it for, you know, mainstream viewers that don't watch these shows, who don't have Disney Plus, when you've got like a whole 2 seasons of Bucky and Falcon, and then they just show up in a team up movie, and it's like, who the fuck are these guys? They've had all this character
what
development.
you do is
in a show,
fuck
like...
all the people that aren't going to watch them because
See,
fuck off.
See, that's the thing. If they just want to cater to fans like us, that's fine for me. But I don't think they're going to.
I think
So-
I think they'll peel it back a bit now that they've managed to get through a phase and now they're onto something else. They'll be able to peel it back a bit and be more open to more people. But I reckon they'll still keep up with what makes it so fan catering as well, somehow.
Yeah, because I mean, when you watch Endgame, a casual fan could go and enjoy that, but it was really a movie made for fans. Like, it was really a movie made for the hardcore fans, because there's so much in it that, although it has a solid story with great character moments, great battles and stuff, so much of it is for people that have followed the MCU. And so if they keep up that trend, I think they'll be pretty successful, because so many people, you've seen, like, the records that Endgame has broken, there's no way everyone that's seeing this movie has watched all the other MCU movies. But it's still doing incredibly well with the sales, with the reviews, with everyone loving it and talking about it. So I think they're in a unique position here, where they can cater to fans whilst also somehow pleasing the mainstream audience, just by making the movies that they're making that people are loving. So we'll have to wait and see how they take this and how they integrate the TV shows into the overall MCU. But I'm excited to see. I'm excited for it.
It's something to
I
look
think
forward
it'll be done well.
to.
Yeah.
If anyone can do it, it's them.
Yeah,
So,
true.
do it.
Like, I trust Kevin Feige with everything.
Hey, I'm glad he's still on board
He
as
hasn't
well.
understand yet.
He hasn't
If the
hopped
day he
off.
quits and retires, he's like, I've done enough. I'm done now. It's like, okay, cool. So am I.
Yeah.
That'll be the true loss of the MCU.
Yeah, that's
People
when
are
it all.
saying-
Yeah.
People are saying, like,
Unless-
oh, we've lost RDJ, it's done. But the day it's truly done is when Kevin Feige stops fucking...
Yeah.
doing
When we
everything
lose
that
Kevin
we do.
Feige, that's when the MCU, unless Kevin Feige manages to find a replacement that he genuinely believes in, and then we can watch and be like, oh, actually, yeah, I'm confident in this as well. Then yeah, if
To prove it, we're not just gonna believe it. We're like,
we've got to
skeptical
see it
until
happen.
we see it.
We've got to see it happen. But yeah, who knows? But at least he's still on board and he's still doing stuff. And
George
everything's
Lucas
great,
was
so-
like, Kathleen Kennedy taking over is the right thing.
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah,
God,
you know,
no,
see how it turned out.
no. Yeah. So
Could you imagine if, like, Kevin Feige becomes this new Stan Lee man and he owns... They just fucking give him Marvel. They go, Kevin Feige, you've done so much for all of us.
you have Marvel.
Just
He
own
makes
it.
cameos.
Now Marvel.
Like 50 years from now, when they're making Marvel movies, Kevin Feige has cameos and stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe not 50 years. He'll
that, to
probably
be
be
fair.
dead. But you
Oh
know what
God.
I mean. How old is he? Yeah, I don't know.
45.
Yeah, he'll probably be dead in like
45,
yeah.
yeah.
Maybe get closing in on death. Maybe.
That's about the age Stanley was, though, wasn't it? About,
Yeah, it depends though. You know,
something.
advances in
Technology's getting
medicine.
better.
Yeah. In the next 50 years, who knows? We might not
He
live
lives forever,
might live
and then we
for-
get MCU
94.
forever.
Oh yes, and then we all live forever, so we can live forever to watch the MCU forever. That sounds like hell, to be honest with you.
I bet I never get bored. I bet they never run out of ideas.
Yeah,
They probably wouldn't.
never. Thanos can come back and team up with the Avengers to fight Galactus. It'll be
You
incredible.
can have Ultron come back and, like, fight Thanos for the Infinity fucking Stones, and
Just as
God, I'm
long
mad
as long as Cap comes back one day,
yeah.
travels through time.
They
to save
will
the
do.
Day.
Cap will come
Turns
back
out that
at
Chris
some
Evans
point.
has got, like, really good medicine as well, so he just stays real.
yeah, that's great.
I am. Technology's good enough. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, you know what? I reckon. Yeah, good, great.
All right.
All right, what?
We've done the list.
That it?
Right, indeed.
Wow.
Up.
That's
Let's wrap
it.
this motherfucker up.
Nearly
There
hit
you
the
go.
full 3. Mental.
Oh.
Brilliant. Episode 100. Episode 100 is done.
Yeah,
Episode
it's
of
mental.
fucking
100
Insane.
episodes
It's
of-
been nearly 5 years of this. Nearly
That's
5
crazy.
fucking years of this.
Nearly.
I'm
Yep.
sick
Been a
of
long
it.
road, boys.
And that's it. That's wow. We did it. Bloody hell. All right. Well, I want to thank our Patreon producers, Keemsha the Third, Ikraik, Seth, and Josh Devillier. Thanks a bunch. Thanks everyone for joining us. And thanks everyone for
Thanks.
watching, listening to the podcast on podcast services, all that good stuff. And thanks obviously to the other four pillars, Jordan, Ethan, for joining us. It's
Lovely, of
been a
course.
blast.
Thanks for having me on, Lasers. It's been a blast.
I was going to say
always.
the exact same
It
thing.
never
if I
gets
did that
old
with
when you guys say that. Been a blast. Like,
Oh,
never
it
gets old.
does.
It's
It's
always
funny 'cause
just
we
as
actually-
funny.
It
It's
gets
either me or
very
it's either me or George, and we just say it. It's just funny.
Yeah, and
One
I
of the
mean,
There'll be a time when we'll stop, and then at about episode 200, 300, if we're not dead, and this thing still goes, and you're like having a good time, I'll just be like, thanks for having me on. Like, it's been a blast.
Blast.
See who
a
remembers,
great callback.
and if they're not dead too.
Yeah, and I mean,
Oh.
yeah, that's it.
Well-
That's episode 100. It's only downhill from here. Episode 101 is gonna suck. So,
Yeah,
look
true.
forward to that in 2 weeks' time. That'll be great. But anyways, if you did enjoy this anyway, and you just want to hear more podcasts like this one because you just love it so much, the Kill Connor Clubhouse podcast, which is exclusive to patreon.com/as always, you can get access to for just $1 if you head over there. It's a brilliant podcast. Would highly recommend it. It's terrific. And to thank a bunch of our sweet vintage lads that are supporting us over on patreon.com/as always, we've got King Richard III, Ikraik, Seth, Ballsack47, Kassassin, Josh Devillier, TJFL, Damian, Billy the Team Tynamite Captain Robertson, Tman or Travis, KEMOSABE Gamer, Alfie Rodbert, Casey Wood, Adam Sundling, Alfie Rowsell, Jamie Brown, Smexy Dork, Lumistrad, Mario5380, Cap is Worthy, Viridian, Pink Flame 313, ArunWyn, OllieTheDane, Fat Fuck Cuck, Neeb, Brendan, OrbQ Overlord, Ravjai, Julie, Prudhvi Muvva, Oscar, Benedict Parker Returns, James and Lad, Connor Durose Bully in the Alley, Zahir, Gene, Zeek Collins, Son of a Bitch Ogeaidogo, Dammit Glenn, Furious Coco, the ACMJS, Delta R Rodriguez, Kyle, S Jaws, Kyle Marvel, Marcus Blackburn, Emil Katborg, Joshua Mora, Ginkgo Swag, Baby Boy, Master Bass 2434, Yazen, Joe the Sex Boy Smith, Elsterco 91, Joe aka Founded Scarab, HBarts12, I got Lumbago, Iron Man's for the Dads, Brian Ford, Casper, Milk Boy, Shields, Fizhy or Ethan Woodgates, and Andrew Martinez. Thank you all so much for continued support. You're all bloody spectacular. And for anyone wondering about the newest episode of The Cinema Room, which normally would be coming out right now, it won't be, because it's going to be Game of Thrones episodes 4, 5, and 6 of Season 8. So we'll be doing that, recording that after the episode, and it'll be out within the next few days, Monday or Tuesday, potentially Tuesday, because of time zone differences. So that's that.
Yeah. We'll figure that out.
Yeah.
And again, Ethan, George, thank you guys. James, fucking thank you, man. 100 episodes.
Incredible.
Thank you, everyone,
It's a
that has
monumental
supported us, that
achievement.
has listened to this, that has been a part of this journey with us. All the stories, all the fucking guests, all the people just involved in making this happen. I appreciate you all so much. This is literally like the best thing I get to do.
Incredible.
Is this podcast and all the podcasts I do. So,
Yeah.
thanks
is
to all of
great.
you. You're
Great.
amazing. You're amazing. And
Bloody
this is just such a
insane.
good. Like, I'm glad we didn't go over the top with this. Just a fucking classic episode to
Yeah.
reminisce and talk about all these stories and all the shit we've done, all the jokes we've had is amazing.
Yeah, perfect. It was the
Amazing, so
perfect
thank
Kill
you.
Connor Club
Thank you
for
all.
episode 100 of the Kill Connor
Someone
Club
said this was the
podcast.
best episode ever.
Well, I disagree, but
Someone
you
else
know,
just said the milk socks. So
I think. Oh yeah, okay. The chat is losing their minds.
It's up there.
If you haven't already liked, by the way, before we end, smash that like. Give us some support. If you're listening on iTunes, be sure to rate us 5 stars, as well as on, I don't know what you can do on Spotify and SoundCloud, but give us your ratings, follow, all that good stuff. And if you're listening on YouTube after the fact, after it's been up, go ahead and like as well. That'd be great.
Yeah.
And all links are in the description for myself, Tyler, Ethan, and George. So go and do those.
Lovely.
And there's all that good stuff. Anyways, thanks everybody so much for listening. Thanks for joining. This has been episode 100. We'll see you in 2 weeks for episode 101. It's been a good 100 episodes, and here's to the next 100. It's been good. Thanks everyone for supporting us. Bloody brilliant.
See you later, boys.
That's it.
Right, see you, boys.
See you next time, guys.
Bye.
Bibbidi-bobbidi, 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 boop-boop-boop-boop, bibbidi-bobbidi, bibbidi-bobbidi, bibbidi-bobbidi,
Bully, stop anytime soon. though.
bibbidi-bobbidi, 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 boo, Kill Connor Club.
Peace.
Oh, I love that.
Don't
I love
say
that
peace.
episode.
Don't say peace.
Don't say
Thanks for having me on. Ladies.
Brilliant. See you later, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.